You know who I be. It's Big Boss Hog. My name is KP. What's up with y'all boys, man? How y'all doing? Hope all is well, man. We're gonna let a couple more people get in here. I told y'all, I'm gonna try to go live more. This is the third time I done went live. I'm gonna keep trying to go live for y'all, man. Y'all pray for us though. We got this storm coming. Might be a hurricane, might not. Might be just be a tropical storm. So, y'all continue to pray for us, man. Y'all might not hear from me for a couple of days because we got this storm coming, man. So, like I said, y'all pray for us, man. And, let's hope for the best. I'm prepared. Whatever's going to happen, going to happen. So, I know we can do about it. The man upstairs is the ultimate deciding factor about this. So, we're going to let a couple more people get in here. We're going to talk about Shakur. It's a couple people upset with me, about my last video I just made this morning. They came in the comment section, plexing, but like I said, I'm not one of them channels to be playing with, man. What's up, Dave? We'll go down with you, Dave. Hey, Dave, we're going to cut up, man. Because, the power might go off. So we're going to cut up for a little bit, about an hour. We're going to cut up for about an hour, Dave. How you over there? How you over there doing, man? You prepared for this storm? What's up? Or do you think it's going to be a storm, like it's going to be crazy? Or you feel like, man, we might get a little rain? I'm not going to lie. Part of me feel like we just going to get some rain. Part of me feel like we're going to get some rain. I got my pit outside, but his little kennel that we got, man, that boy, it's hard for him to get wet out there. But I got another dog. She little, so we're going to have to put her in the garage. They said, I hope not. Harvey was tough. Yeah, it was. It was. What's up, Pierre? Man, how you holding up? You ready for this storm? But man, let's get to the meat and potatoes, man. Let's get to the main outro. So, Shakur Stevenson fought yesterday, right? And like I said in my video, some things I saw in this fight, although he won by unanimous decision, he dang near won almost every round. I gave Harunyan maybe 3 rounds, 1 and 2 and 10. You know what I'm saying? I felt like Shakur, man, he still Shakur, man, I mean, from what I saw, it's too much going on. For starters, Shakur don't listen to his coach. That's number one thing. He going back and forth with his coach, and you heard him in the corner. He sat there and said, if I don't stop him, I'll retire from boxing. Well, I guess Buddy finna retire from boxing because he ain't stopped Harunyan, So that's the number one thing I saw was you not listening. You going back and forth with your coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand you got high IQ and things like that, but you need to listen to your coach at least. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't doing that. Another thing I saw, he ain't utilizing the jab enough. His grandpa kept telling him, they go coach right there. Good coach.
What it is, my boy.
What's happening? Another thing I saw was Shakur was using his jab, man. He was not using his jab. And his grandpa kept telling him, use the jab and you would get the knockout. He wasn't using it. Another thing, body shots. That boy, like Dave say, the kiosk jeweler. The kiosk jeweler was getting, he was touching court to the body. Pause, no diddy. You know what I'm saying? So imagine if that was Tank. So, but we're gonna do something a little different today. I'm gonna let Coach lead the way. You know what I'm saying? Coach gonna take it over. So You know, he gonna do his thing. I'm gonna put my input in when I need to, but we're gonna let Coach shine, man. Coach got a lot to say about this Shakur Stevenson thing. So, Coach, do you think?
I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate. Shout out to everybody that's in the comment section, everybody that's gonna join. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you again for letting me do my thing. Uh, First things first, man. Uh, I sat back, I watched the fight. I didn't say nothing. Didn't say anything negative towards Shakur. Didn't say anything positive towards, Artem. Didn't say anything about the fight until after it was over. I got on TikTok. I got on Instagram. I got on YouTube. I just sat there and let everybody put their input in. They just going. Some people 100% supporting Shakur, and you already know the other people that don't feel like Shakur gonna cut it against the elite said what they had to say, and they didn't say too much. But boy, man, I can't deal with it no more, man. I just can't. So with that being said, let's go over the small things. Number one, I know you already kind of touched bases on it. His corner. It's one thing to have your family member in your corner, but it's another thing to have your family member and your coach slash trainer giving you the keys to a TKO and or a KO, in which you should have done. And I said this before the fight. I kept it brief. I kept it simple. I said this: if Shakur do not dispose of Autumn and get a knockout, it's going to be a long road ahead of him. He's not going to get no fights against any elites. He's not going to be able to expand his brand. He's not going to be able to elaborate on what he's been saying in the past about wanting Tank, about being able to get in there and do something with Haney, Tiafimo, Roma. He's not going to be able to get those fights no more. And it's just crazy that the fact that his grandpa was telling him exactly what he needed to do to get the TKO and or knockout and get this convincing win. It just didn't make sense to me. Number one, number two, the back talking. What you back talking for? Sit there, be quiet, get your lesson, go out there and perform. Again, Twitterson, he had it on the back of his shorts. He was trying to make it like a theme to bash everybody that say he talks too much on social media. But you prove everybody right. Everybody that says you tweet too much, you talk too much, you on any type of social media platform, running your mouth saying the wrong things and you can't back it up. You proved them 100% right in this fight. There was no reason you couldn't get rid of Autumn between round 6 through 9. There was no reason. You let that man get a second win and make it to the 12th round. And then you had a decision. That's crazy. I don't want to hear no more about Shakur being elite. I don't want to hear no more about about Shakur being one of the best, you know, defensive output fighters because in this fight, no, he didn't run. Okay, you didn't run. But at the same time, this was a hand-picked fight for you not to have to run. You wasn't Autumn is not a power puncher. Autumn is gonna get in there and do what Autumn do. And we know what Autumn do. He gonna let his hands go when he's supposed to. He gonna move in and out when he's supposed to. Pause, no freaking. And he just gonna get it. He really in there to survive and keep building his brand. And you kind of let this dude build his brand last night. Who's to say that Autumn not gonna get a fight because he almost made it a full 12 rounds with Frank. He made it to 12 rounds with Shakur. He in there with some of the top dogs in this division, making it to the 12th round. Come on, man. Autumn did more for himself than Shakur did last night. But coach, I mean not coach, my bad, K-Po. Let me ask you this. If you're Shakur Stevenson and you sitting there and you know you got to do it on the ropes, regardless of what boxing means to hit and not get hit, and you got a dude that's ready to go, are you gonna get rid of him?
Facts. I'm, that's blood in the water. I'm finna go eat. I'm
Well,
I'm trying to dispose of him. Why-
okay. I got into a small debate with somebody who said everybody is not a knockout puncher. Okay, that's cool, that's fine. But if I got a guy giving me all the signals, all the act right, saying, "Hey, I don't think I can take too many more body punches. I don't think I can take too many more hard shots to the dome." Pause. No freaky. Why would I not get rid of this dude? He's giving me all the signs of, "Hey, I'm ready to lay it down. I'm tired. I don't think I can combat through these couple rounds right here. Help me get out of this fight. Put me down." Autumn was giving him all them signals, and Shakur cannot take advantage. for two simple things. Number one, I don't think the IQ is there. His
Mm.
IQ after this fight has diminished, in my opinion. And number two, no power, no power, no power. I'm not even gonna get into not letting his hands go. I'm not even gonna get in there. I'm not even gonna get into just really sitting in the pocket and working because he wasn't doing that. People saying he was working in the pocket. Working in the pocket when? He had maybe 2, 3 rounds where he just sat there and kind of, let his jab go and then touched up Artem to the body. Other than that, he was sticking and moving. What you sticking and moving against Artem for? Artem really wasn't trying to combat with you. He wasn't trying to do none of that with you. So how did you not get rid of this fighter? And what did you do to help anybody feel you and understand what you say when you say you wanted the elites? What did you see him do anything to bolster himself in the elite conversation, Capo?
Nah, man. If anything, he made his stock drop. I mean, when you got people in your own hometown, your own where you from, right? This is, you know, he should learn from Big Bro because Terrence can fight in Omaha, Nebraska, and they ain't walking out. They stand there the whole time because they know Bud gonna deliver. Cooler, you know, he lacks that kill mode. You know what I'm saying? It's like he be on autopilot the whole time. You know what I'm saying? He go on autopilot. He afraid to take any risk. And as a fighter, when you got to do hurt, sometimes you got to take that risk. You know, you gonna have to take that risk and be like, hey man, look, I might get hit here, but hey, if I'm fast enough and I land this shot, hey, sky's the limit for me. You know, I may hurt this dude. We see it all the time with Tank. We see it, with Bud. We see it with, you know, Wilder back in the day. You got to take that chance. When you got a dude hurt, you got to take that chance. You know what I mean? And Core don't take chances. He afraid to get knocked out. See, he talking about everybody afraid of him. He afraid to get knocked out. But but you know what I think it is? He know his chin ain't set up like that. What did you send me? What you send me, Coach? What video did you send me? You sent me that video about him getting hurt in sparring, right? That's with headgear and 16-ounce gloves on. So
My God,
just imagine no headgear, 8-ounce gloves. I'm telling you,
that, that's
he
that's that's crazy, bro.
he too worried about getting hurt or stuff like that. And that's what I see. I mean, Coach, you can. Hey, you crazy.
He said, Autumn got robbed last night, man. He said, I mean, hey, Autumn went in there and had Shakur afraid to take him out. So I mean, he kind of did what he was trying to accomplish. He kind of did it. Shakur couldn't take advantage of him being tired, him giving him all the signs of being ready to be knocked out, and Shakur couldn't take advantage. So Autumn must have hit him or touched him to the body, pause no freaky with something to where Shakur was like, nah, I ain't going in there to finish him off. It was something. It was something. Shakur left too many unanswered questions last night. We don't know if he really got the power. We don't know if he got. We don't know how his chin set up. We don't know if he got the IQ. Hell, at this point, I'm questioning his jab work. What was your jab at? Like, what was your jab? For you to be a masterclass boxer, and I don't, and for you to be an Olympian masterclass boxer, master of this, and somebody who has some of the best defensive output, and I'm gonna touch on that in a minute too, because I'm that's skewed in my opinion. For you to have all these attributes built into you as a fighter, and you left us with all these questions unanswered last night, and you study, and I hate to keep doing this to him, but at this point, you calling his name, so I'm gonna put you in there with him. What do you have to stop Tank from coming forward and giving you that Z-Quil prescription and putting you to sleep and putting you on bed rest for the next 2 to 3 days after you fight Tank? What did he show us last night? What did he show us for him to even be mentioning certain people's names? At this point, I was looking in the comment section. Somebody mentioned Abdullah. No, he's not beating Abdullah. He's not beating Keyshawn Davis.
Mm.
He's not beating a lot of people. He left too much unanswered. So right now, you move yourself behind Abdullah Mason. You move yourself behind a Keyshawn Davis, and that's just a couple names. There's other names in that division that I'm not even mentioning that I don't think he can beat no more. So he needs to start answering these questions. Get off of Twitter. Get off any social media platform. Say what you got to say when you got to fight. Promote yourself. And other than that, don't say nothing. Get in there and prove to us. Show us. And at this point, I'm not watching no more Shakur fights. I said that before this one. I'm not watching no more fights. I'm watching all highlights.
Mm.
When somebody says Shakur finally knocked somebody out, he was in the pocket. He took some punches. He used his jab. He did this and that and third. He had high output. Then I go back and watch the score. Until then, he gets no love from me. Period. He gets no love from me. And for all the casuals, I know it's not too many that hop in and be on your channel, but just in case a few of y'all decide to slide in tonight, pause no freaky. For all you casuals that want to rebuttal and reply with the sport of boxing is to get hit and not get hit. He has the best defensive output. He has the best plus and minus when it comes to hitting and not getting hit. Let's go back and break down Shakur's last couple fights. What was he doing? He was taking little to no risk at all, not letting his hands go and just working on footwork. His footwork is superb when
Mm.
it comes to getting away from people. But your footwork is not just to get away; it's also to set up things. It's also to get inside and work. It's also to set up that knockout combination. He don't even know how to put together a power combination. That's another tip. Shakur does not know how to put together a punching combination. Either he's throwing a power shot or he's throwing touch shots. That is it. And he's throwing single power shots. Like that ain't no way to dispose of nobody. You're not finna beat nobody in that elite category. You're not even finna beat some of these B plus fighters out here. And people talking about Shakur this, Shakur that. He the best example we had since XYZ. No, he not. How? Give me some feedback. Give me some real feedback. Don't give me the obvious. Don't give me what a real boxing head already knows. Give me something to put me in the mindset to say, oh, okay, maybe that is a factor. But everything that I just mentioned up until this point was left unanswered last night, and Shakur is not an elite performer, in my opinion.
What's good, said?
What's good, Balls Hall?
What's up with
Nothing much, man. I ain't gonna get on Shakur too bad because he pretty much did what I expected him to do. The problem I have with Shakur is the way he talk. You know what I'm saying? Like before the fight, I'm gonna beat this, I'm gonna do this to you, I'm gonna knock y'all. It's like all that talking he do. That's why a lot of people mad right now because he talk like he like that, but then he get in the ring and he's scared to take chances. He's scared to get hit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like stop talking like that. Then people won't be on your hat like they is right now. That's my problem with him.
Real talk. His mouth overshadows what he does when he gets in the ring and output.
Cause yeah, cause he pitched the shutout pretty much, but it's like his mouth, man, it's just stuff he say he don't do, and then it's like, and the other problem I had with him was how he was being disrespectful to his granddaddy, man. Like, you know, he talking to him, he fussing with him, and you know what I'm saying. Then he listened to Bud and everybody else, like your granddad telling you what to do, you ain't taking this direction, like you know.
That's crazy, man. And then it makes it even worse because his grandpa was giving him the exact tools to get the stoppage. It wasn't just to get him to the victory. He had already seen what his grandson was doing to make Autumn be hesitant, to slow him down, to make him think about it, to make Autumn want to back off a little bit. So he wasn't even speaking on what he had done already. He was speaking on, let's get this dude out of here so we can go ahead and move forward with the respect we need and what we deserve. Because Shakur's not going out there and performing and taking what he deserves. He doing what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
But you,
Shakur's been
but you know, I'm gonna give you another way to look at it, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about it like this: Shakur defensive, he don't get hit much, right?
correct.
All right, so there's a reason he wasn't taking his grandfather's directives. Like, nobody knows Shakur better than Shakur know himself. So
Right.
at the end of the day, what I think it is, and I could be wrong, I think he don't take chances because we never seen him really get hit like
Facts.
flush, like a real cracking. You know what I'm saying? I think he knows something we don't know.
That's true. That's 100, and that's one of those question marks I left out there. Like we don't really know if he can really take a punch. We don't know how his beard set up. So maybe that is a
And
good
maybe
point.
that's
Maybe
why
that
his
is what
defense is superb, and maybe that's why he don't take chances. So my thing is, I'm not mad at him for fighting how he fight. That's your style. That's your style. Stick with it, but stop talking this stuff like you Tank. You're not Tank. You want to be compared to Tank. You want the shine Tank have, but Tank got the shine he got because he's a knockout artist, and not only he's a knockout artist, the box, he can do everything.
right.
People look at Tank knockouts and think, oh, Tank just got that punch, but it's more to it than that punch because Tank wouldn't be getting knockouts like he get them if it was just a knockout. You know what I'm saying? Tank beat
Right.
everybody different. Tank got a game plan for everybody. He dudes different, so he got skills and IQ. And Tank could take a punch. We seen him take a punch. We never seen
Fact.
Shakur take a punch, and Shakur only knows himself if he could take a punch or not. So maybe that's why he fight how he fight.
Right. And I'm gonna caveat up of what you said, and I'm gonna take a step even further when it comes to Tank and Shakur when it comes to how they talk. Tank is one of those guys where in the press conference he's telling his opponent exactly what he's going to do to execute and get the knockout, and he gets in the ring and
And do
execute. He
that.
do exactly what he told his opponent he was going to do at the press conference,
You know
and
what's
the
even
opponent
more funny about that, bro?
was
Tank
that.
got a real team behind him. Because if you look at Coach Kenny and Calvin, bro, like they you could see it in the back of the locker room. You could see it in camp. They practiced the knockout shot that he hit him with too. Like what
Exactly.
in the back before he fought Frank, bro, he practiced that shot he hit Frank with that knocked him out, bro. It's like
Right
they
over the
know.
brow. Right
Right, he,
over the
he got
brow.
some evil geniuses over there, man. I'm telling you, they know their shit, man. They study their
They,
opponent to the T.
they do, man. And I don't like bragging, but the gym I coach at, the owner of the gym, I'm not gonna say he's close, but he has fighters that's close, that's like on small markets under Tank Davis. So we've been involved with Tank's coaches before. Not saying I talked to him directly, but he's came and
I
given
know what
my
you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Because he got a lot of young guys over there right now. He working with.
right. So
I think they
they
gone
come up with some, yeah.
to tournament or something.
Yeah. They come up with some brilliant with some brilliant fight plans, and they add different wrinkles to everybody's, you know, game plan when it comes to boxing. And I'm not gonna lie, some of the things my coach and the owner of my gym came back and gave me from them is like, okay, you got to be out there drawing up something different to set yourself up to be successful. Like Tank, they not just coming with the ordinary. Okay, this how we're gonna train. This how we're gonna work out. No, they really, like you say, they
They
really
working.
planning.
Yeah, they
They
working.
really, yeah, they really doing what they got to do. And like I say, like you say, Shakur had that within his match. I don't know how well it is outside the ring, but Shakur's grandpa gave him that in his match. He gave him that, and he he
Yeah.
he wasn't trying to hear it. He wasn't trying to hear it at all. I'm like,
Hey,
that's
he
crazy.
felt like he knew better than his granddaddy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
But Coach Calvin said, I know Coach Calvin sees something in Shakur that we don't. He said it on, I think it was Mill City Boxing. He
Right.
said, Shakur gonna get it the worst.
Oh yeah.
He
I
said
believe
he said it's gonna get a brutal stoppage, like because of his mouth, the way he been talking, and his defense not that good like everybody thinks it is. That's what he said.
and I'm trying. I've been trying. I'm not gonna say I've been bashing him for it, but I've been trying to elaborate to certain people when it comes to Shakur's defense. Like I say, he has the subtle, minute things. He's a master of distance. He has solid footwork. But at times, if you watch Shakur and where he places his guard when he's getting ready to come forward or when he's ready to touch and go, it's not the best setup. It's not the best setup, and I can see Tank taking advantage of that. Like 100, and not just think, there's other fighters out there who I think can take advantage of that. if Shakur was to happen to get in the ring with him. I don't even think Shakur would be able to deal with Loma. I'm
I,
gonna just be
hey,
honest. I
bro,
don't think
I
he can
said
deal with Loma.
that. I said that because Loma could punch, and when Shakur ended up with punches, he's real timid. You know what I'm saying? And his defense to me, he just steps back really. Like he steps back real fast, real quick, keep his chin up high when he's doing it, man. The right fighter going sleeping, man.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing I noticed last night. I didn't notice it, but I'm gonna go back and look at some more fights to see if he actually really own that. Shakur, he don't even really be stepping back. He'll lean back to see if you're gonna lunge at him first, to see if you're gonna come at him with like a jab set up first. He'll like lean back off his front foot. Bro, you in trouble. You in trouble. You do that leaning back off your front foot against Tank. And I keep bringing up Tank because that's the guy he keep bringing up. That's the number one guy he keep bringing up, and that's the biggest guy in boxing right now. You know,
Yeah,
one of the biggest guys. So you lift up that front foot against Tank if you want to. Like I say,
I
man,
think they already
he
have their game plan for him already. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they already have their game plan how they're gonna beat him.
yeah, I ain't gonna stop. They probably do. They probably that's probably the one they just waiting on. They know they gonna beat everybody else. They know they gonna get this opportunity with majority of the people they want, but they just waiting on the right time
But
to
I'm
get Shakur.
but I'm like you, man. I'm not sure he beats Loma, man.
Nah, I don't think he beat Loma. I don't. Once Loma get in that matrix mode and he starts switching and hitting them angles and then start pivoting and turning, Shakur ain't gonna be able to know. He ain't gonna know what
Cause
to do with
Loma
that.
got power. He got power.
For his, you got to think about it. Loma been the smallest guy in almost every fight, and he's still being there trying to bang it out with people. And
Yeah,
it's
he willing to take the risk.
yeah, and it's few people then said Loma at his size got power.
Yeah, cause like Devin fought Loma. Devin thought it was going, be a cakewalk, and for the first 6 rounds, Devin was doing this thing. But when Loma started turning up, he started catching Devin, and you know, Devin said it like he figured out I'm stepping to the left, stuff like that. And he started catching Devin. I still think
Hmm.
Devin won that fight because, like I said, Devin won the first 6 rounds, and I
Right,
think Devin to me won the last 2 championship rounds too,
right.
especially the 12 rounds. Loma took off the 12 rounds. Fights are won
That
by rounds. So even though Loma was catching up to Devin and catching him in the later rounds, 7 and 8 and stuff like that, and he was doing real good in those rounds, but wasn't enough to beat him. Devin had already bagged like 6 rounds,
right. See,
and that
and
body
in
work
my
he was
opinion,
doing was beautiful, man.
yeah, he was working about pause no free. But in my opinion, I call that fight a draw simply because once Luma cut it on, Devin didn't know what to do, and I feel like Luma kind of scaled back the last, 2 rounds, thinking he had it. I don't know why he would have
Because
did
it could
that.
have been a draw. It could have easily been a draw if Loma would have kept
Most
working.
definitely. Exactly. Definitely. But Luma thought he had it and he scaled back. I'm like, what you scaling back for? You don't got Devin done won
Exactly.
6 rounds straight. What are you doing?
Exactly.
You
And
gotta
that's why
finish
I
this
was
fight
like,
too.
I don't know why everybody saw Devin lost because he bagged the first 6 rounds and he won the last 2. So that's
Right.
that's 8 rounds right there.
Luma gave him them last two, which definitely gave Devin the win.
Yeah, he
If
gave him
Luma
away.
would have
Yep.
worked, if he would have worked and did what he had to do, it would have been a split or it wouldn't have been a draw. Period.
You know who
But
said it best about Shakur? Greg Hackett. He had a co-host on and he told his co-host, it sounds like to me you saying the preview was better than the movie.
that's what he is, bro. He's like in my opinion, he's like the Fast and the Furious series. You get one, you get two, three was alright, and then after that, it's like the previews they start putting out, the teasers they start putting out was better than the movie. You go watch the movie, it's like this it.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
that's
it's like it's like it's like he talked this talk, but then he don't back it up. Like Greg Hackett was saying, if he just come out, be humble, don't do all that talking, then people wouldn't be on his neck like that because, like I said, I'm a huge boxing fan. I like the sweet science, I like the knockouts, I like it all. So his performance didn't really bother me. Like I love the hit, don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
a lot of these young fighters, they think they Floyd Mayweather, but they not, man. Because if you look at Floyd Mayweather when he was Shakur Stevenson age, and if you would have had Floyd in a ring with somebody like that dude, man, Floyd would have got rid of him. You know, Floyd get hit and don't get hit, but he make you pay for it when you
Mm-hmm.
miss.
Right.
Them
I
dudes
got
don't
to
make
argue with
nobody pay for it. You know what I'm saying? They just so focused on defense and slipping and doing all that. Even though I don't see Shakur doing a lot of slipping, you know, here and there sometimes, but he just do a lot of stepping back. But he don't make nobody pay when they miss. You know, so it's like, you know, he talk all this talk like he said before. He's gonna prove like he's better than Mayweather and all that. Like you can't be talking like that when you don't bring that to the ring. You know what I'm saying? So if he just humble himself and be cool and just let the fight be what it is, I don't think he'd get criticized the way he do. Because you look at Abdullah Mason, this dude is he next up. You can tell, like, but he don't
you, bro.
talk like it. Like he don't talk like that. He humble, you know, and you get what you get, and that's why he gonna be a superstar. You know, he don't run his mouth like that.
Exactly. Exactly. And I was just talking to K-Po the other day. If I was really gonna be a true fan of any fighters, it would be the young cat Mason that you just mentioned and Dimitri Bivol,
Dude,
because
he only
those
20, man. That's
that's what I'm
crazy.
saying.
Grown
He
man strength already, man.
honestly at fight 15, if he got in the ring with Shakur, he'll give Shakur fits, bro.
I
He'll
think
give
he'll be
Shakur
score right now.
hey,
Yeah,
hey, I'm
yeah,
not
I think
debating
he
that.
beat
I'm not
Keyshawn and
debating that.
score right now. I'm
I
dead
agree.
ass.
I agree.
I'm not debating that.
I agree.
And, and then if y'all don't mind, can we segue to that Keyshawn? I want to talk about Keyshawn just a little bit. Just a little bit. If y'all don't mind, can we chop it up about Keyshawn a little bit? Capo, it's your call.
That's
Yeah,
Capo town.
yeah.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
ahead,
yeah, yeah.
bro. Do your
If
thing.
you cool. When it comes to Keyshawn Davis, I didn't mind the output he showed. I didn't mind the power he showed. But with a guy that he fought last night, that's not a guy you gonna knock out. I would have liked to see
He could have got
Shakur.
him out of there.
He could have, but again, he wasn't recognizing when to take advantage of it. He was scaling back when he should have been working, and he was working when I can't pronounce it. I think it was Madueno when
Yeah.
when
Bueno.
Madueno was working. Yeah, Madueno when Madueno was working, he was trying to work. Like, nah, that's a hard headed, metal headed type of dude. You got to
Right.
pick your poison. You got to work when he on that low, calm, cool, and collected. Like, oh, okay, let me catch my breath. That's when he's supposed to work. Y'all not. He not supposed to be working with him at the same time. You're not gonna knock
Man,
nobody like that out.
man, Coach Kenny said it best. I hate to keep referring to him, but they know they shit. I wish Errol Spence go over there and work with them. I'm gonna be honest with you. But Coach Kenny said it best. He said the problem with Keyshawn not getting that dude out of there when they was training for the fight, most likely they wasn't training for that. They trained for, you know, a regular fight and stuff like that. But when you study your opponent, you know what type of guy he is. You gotta train for that in sparring and stuff.
Hmm.
And
Exactly.
Keyshawn didn't expect what he got, but he made adjustments and he won a fight. So he did his thing.
Right. 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 So what I was gonna say on that was when Keyshawn seen he didn't have too many rounds left to get him up out of there. I would have liked for him to back off and then go back to, not back off, but I would like to see him break it down and get into that sweet science, Keyshawn Davis, because I feel like he got it in him, but at the same time, I don't feel like he know how to really tap into it yet, because he should know how, because his big bro apparently, his bromance with Shakur is crazy, but at the same time, he should know when to be able to tap in to his boxing ability, and I think the last, I want to say, 4 rounds against Madueno, he should have tapped into his boxing ability and showed us like he can be one of the top guys come going forward in the future. But him just trying to slug it out, slug it out, slug it out, slug it out, slug it out. Like, bro, you ain't got him out of there in the first 7, 8 rounds. He ain't going nowhere. And he's sitting there walking. I ain't gonna say he was walking
Yeah, you're
smooth. He
right
was
because I
walking.
was I was nervous that he was gonna get caught with something. You're right because I was nervous that he was gonna get caught with something.
You cut out, my boy.
He'll come back in.
Oh, okay. I want to hear what he had to say. You got anything you want to toss in there with us, Capo?
Shit, man. Um, I ain't watched the Keyshawn Davis fight. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, that boy there don't really interest me. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I will say, from what I saw in the highlights, that was a fight he learned from. You get what I mean? He definitely
Right.
learned in that fight, and I think he learned that he ain't ready for no Tank. Regardless of him still calling Tank out, he ain't ready for no Tank. Because let me tell you something. Doctor Dr. Tank could get that boy his prescription to Keyshawn Davis will get his prescription of melatonin and he'll get sleepy. You know what I'm saying? All that, aggressive amateur fighting that he do, because he fight like an amateur, bro. He's explosive, but he don't, to me, he don't have like a pro style, you know. And I think that he still got a lot he gotta learn. You know what I mean? It's more than just punching hard. It's more than just, you know, putting combinations together. You gotta have that IQ. You gotta have situation awareness to know when to do stuff. And I don't feel like if he getting there with a Tank, I don't think it's gonna really show. You know what I'm saying? Tank gonna the boy gonna be Rick James, man. The boy gonna have a perm with some glitter on his eyes, man. He ain't gonna know what happened. That's all I got. You know what I'm talking about? Tank
Right.
gonna bring that back, man. So I think that with Keyshawn Davis, he just need to focus on building himself. Focus on, the young guys that's coming up. He might get in there with Abdullah Mason, you know what I'm saying? So, that's what he need to focus on. What's up, XL? What's good with you?
What's going on, man?
What you got going on, man? What's up?
I think Shakur. I think we still going a little bit too hard on him. Cause everybody don't hit like Shakur is this. He number 2, and there's nothing wrong with that. He a silver medal Olympic. He was silver medal in Olympics too, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I don't want to say fate or go too far into that, but he number 2 still. And it's ironic. And it's really nothing wrong with that. Can't nobody fuck with Shakur outside of Tank. But last night showed us that Tank will catch up to Shakur eventually. He gonna catch up to him. Even if he fight like he fought De Los Santos, Tank can still catch up to him. And once he catch up to him, he going down. I don't think it's fair to say he don't got no chin or he might not. I feel like that would have been exposed somewhere not already if he wouldn't have had no chin, because we ain't never seen him hurt. Ain't never seen him looking hurt, but
Yeah.
he number 2, man. Ain't no wrong with that. He'll smoke Pitbull, and Pitbull don't want none of that. If Pitbull couldn't hit Tank, man. Like, think about that. And they love running saying Pitbull, Pitbull, Pitbull. Man, if Tank was looking like a ghost in front of Pitbull, he is not going to be able to touch Shakur at all.
I mean, that's the only option for Shakur to beat Eastside Pitbull Cruz is to box. But the problem with Shakur is mentally he's having an identity crisis. See, he got to live with who he is as a fighter. He's getting caught up in, oh, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all that I can stand in the pocket or I can do this. You gotta live with who you are as a fighter. You know what I mean? If you're elite at boxing and master of distance, that's what you need to be. You know what I mean? Forget what the fans talking about. Your objective is to get your hand raised at the end of the day. So if you sitting here and you trying to fight a style that don't suit you, you gonna end up like Devin Haney, laying on his back. You know what I mean? And I still feel like Shakur is a very skillful guy, but like I told you, and Coach can attest to this, boxing to me is more mental than physical. If you can have all the physical characteristics, you can be fast, you can be strong, you can throw this combination from across the ring, but if your mental ain't right, it don't matter. It don't matter. And Shakur to me seemed like he too busy trying to please people. He too busy worrying about what people saying. And as a grown man that's 27 years old, you can't worry about nothing like that. You got to do you. Floyd didn't worry about nothing nobody said. People called him a runner, a track star. He gonna get away when he get far. They was calling him all that type of stuff. That man said, look, I don't care. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get my hand raised. So, Tank is who he is because that's who he is. He's naturally a dog in that ring. He naturally wanna snap your head off. He naturally wanna, he not trying to let go to no judges. Now, if it go to the judges, cool, but he ain't trying to do that. He trying to have, if the opportunity is there, he gonna put you down. So I think Core got to live with who he is. I mean,
And
Coach, you got something?
yeah, I'm gonna add to it. I'm gonna say this. I'm not I'm not hard pause no freaky on who Shakur is in the ring. Just like K Cole just said, it's who he is outside of the ring. Like you can't be out here doing all that barking, but then when push come to shove, shove come to push, you ain't got no bite. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be that great defensive master, you're gonna be that great master of distance, you're gonna be that Olympic boxer, you're gonna be that, you know, showman, that class act, then be that. Stop telling boys you're gonna execute him, you're gonna knock him out with a body shot, or you're gonna dispose of Tank. When it comes, then be about that. Don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't even really think he a real formulated artist when it comes to his talking. His talking not even really all that. His talking is not even convincing in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm not bashing the Shakur that we get in the ring because it is a pleasure to see, boxing still alive with some of these young cats and some of these older cats that still can execute the sweet sign. I'm not bashing that guy, but the guy that's outside of the ring makes it hard for me to get with the guy that's inside of the ring because your words are overshadowing and it's overpowering your true performance when you get in the ring. I'm not taking none of his accolades away from him. I'm not taking none of his defensive performances. I'm not taking none of that away from him. But I'm a firm believer in what you say you should be able to execute, and he hasn't really lived up to anything he said yet within the last 2 years. Like I say, back off of that talking and be who you need to be. Just like Capo said, it's a lot of fighters that became who they are or who they were because that's who they were. When they said something, they stood on business and they executed in that manner, win or lose. And Shakur not doing that. He not standing on business. Like you just got to call a spade a spade. Like I say, it's a different way to be a boogeyman. Be the silent boogeyman, because I believe he'll hurt a lot more people's feelings and do a lot more without saying nothing and just getting in there and being that masterclass boxer. But right now, his words overshadow too much of what he outputting in the ring.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that for sure. And like Boss Hog was saying, like they used to say everything about Floyd, but now they say he the greatest. And with Shakur, I agree with y'all about the personality too. Like even with in last night, that was one of the biggest flaws that he showed is his mental immaturity. Every
hmm
single round, and his grandfather is telling. First of all, bro, this is your grandfather. You're not supposed to be talking back to him. Period. Especially not at the age you at. You're supposed to been got to pass that. And outside of it being your grandfather, this is your coach. This is your sensei. Why are you talking back to your sensei when
hmm
he's the mastermind? He's the tactician. Of course, you Shakur Stevenson. Of course, you go out there and you do the work. You a mastermind as well. But this is your coach. When he tell you something, just say okay. Take it with a grain of salt. Say okay. Get back to what you're doing. Say okay, and then say what you want to say. But listen to what your coach is saying first. Take it all in. I was watching your video earlier, Boss Hog, when you talk. when he talking about, man, if I don't stop him, I'ma retire. Where you gotta retire a second time then. And that's all that. Like, he too worried about Tank. Like, and I understand that. Yes, we comparing him and Tank, but you too worried about what Tank doing, man. Be the mastermind tactician. Be the mastermind tactician. You don't got to do all the extra talking. Even Keyshawn too. Like, Keyshawn didn't even finish his man, and Keyshawn a hell of a fighter. Like, he's a great fighter, but as soon as he opened his mouth, I start to not like him. As soon as he started talking, but the nigga fights is great, but all that yapping they be doing is unnecessary. Just go be who y'all is. They gotta find themselves and be that. Tank just started talking. You feel me?
Yeah.
Tank just started talking. He been handling business up until now. And now he got in his bag, he got in his field, and now he talking his shit.
And
Let it
Tank
come
really
when it
started
come.
talking when they started calling him. They started calling him out. They started barking his name. So that's when he was like, okay, now I'm finna reply. And I'm finna reply with my words, and I'm gonna reply with my performance.
And you notice the difference between when Tank speak and when Court speak. Court said at the end of the third or fourth round, I'm gonna stop him. What happened? 12th round, unanimous decision. Tank said, I'm gonna stop you. What'd he do? Frank Martin was asleep. He gave him his prescription of melatonin. That boy Tank put his doctor coat on. Hey, fill out this prescription. Gave it to Frank Martin. Frank Martin went to sleep. Then, when Frank Martin woke up, Tank doing backflips off the ropes. Everything Tank said he gonna do in that ring, he's done it. You know what I mean? It's just, he's done it. So it's just like that's the difference. And I think a lot of these fighters look at Tank and they like, oh, he around my age, he doing it. I have to do the same thing he doing. Create your own path, create your own narrative. You don't got to copy off him. You ain't got to copy off of Floyd. Build Shakur up to be that next great brand that these kids can look at and everybody can look at and be like, man, look, that dude a Hall of Fame fighter. I could say the same thing about Devin. You know what I mean? It's like these guys got to find their own lane and they got to stay in it. When you find your own lane, you build your own brand up. That's why, like, you hear Boots won all these top fights, but these dudes, some of these dudes, he can't get these fights. So what does he do? I'll fight whoever. Boots is focused on building Boots. He not looking at, oh man, Terrence Crawford's gonna fight my dream off. Man, that ain't even a good fight. Man, that's the stuff Shakur be doing. That's the stuff Devin be doing. They too busy worrying about what everybody else doing instead of worrying about their own brand. Instead of worrying about building themselves up. Because if Shakur built his brand up, you know what I mean? It would be undeniable that he deserved this Tank fight. But I don't know if he deserved a Tank fight. The only reason he probably gonna get this fight because he was talking and he talked his way into this fight and he got a belt. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I mean, you could say Shakur 135. I mean, what has he really done? His one true test that was supposed to be a test for him was the worst fight of 2023?
Mm-hmm.
So what has he really done? No, like I say, we see the skill, we see the talent. It's undeniable. But at the same time, we also see a lot of the flaws. And in my opinion, Shakur lacked that killer instinct, and he don't want to get touched. His fear is if he get hit, he gonna get knocked out, and so he's not willing to take no risk.
And we just talked about that yesterday. You play any sport with fear in your heart or fear in your blood, that's when you get hurt. Don't matter what sport you're playing. You could be playing tennis, and if you're scared to plant your foot and go forward and go get a nice little backhand, guess what? You might tear your ACL. You can't play no sport with fear. When you get out there, you was put out there as a professional for a reason. Somebody believes in you. Somebody feels like you got that killer instinct. Somebody feels like you got that dog. Somebody feels like you can make yourself some money and them some money. And right now, he studied harping on Top Rank, but I feel like Top Rank doing what they supposed to do. He not an attraction. He not a draw. So what are we putting up? What are we putting up for you, and what we putting you out there for?
Man, people was leaving, like in your hometown.
Hometown.
Leaving. They showed them boys walking out. Come on, man.
Round 9, 10, 11, 12, championship rounds. They leaving. Anything can happen in rounds 9 through 12.
Yeah.
Anything. And these people getting up, leaving your hometown. And I know that kind of bothers him because that bothers me if I'm in Houston, Texas, doing anything, and my people just get up and walking out. I'm on the big stage. I'm representing my city, my town, my state, and I look around. Well, I ain't looking around, but I get done with my fight or whatever I'm doing, and I go back and look at the footage, and they got the cameras on people walking out, and not just 2, 3 people. I'm talking about sections of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have took that $3 million a fight Top Rank was giving him. I don't know what he think. He think he's supposed to get $6 million a fight for that. I don't know what he want. I'm confused.
I don't know what he want either, man.
That's $10 million in a year. Like, that's a fight every 3 months. That's $10 million easy for doing what you've been doing your whole life with the promotion behind you, and you feel me, with the money behind you. Of course, Aram gonna be Aram, but hey.
Yeah, he should have took it. Man.
Spoke on it too.
He should have took it and then used. Okay, look, I'm gonna try to build my platform. Put me in here with Zapata. Put me in there with Baron Chunk. You know what I mean? Let me at least collect majority of these belts, because that's basically what Bud did. See, Bud. Now I won't say Bud collected all the belts, but he did at the end. But Bud, the only reason he really stayed relevant is because of he had a belt. And he just made sure whoever he fought, the fight was entertaining. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Shakur is not even with the fights he getting. He not even entertaining. He ain't doing what he need to do. You know what I mean? He need to spend time with Big Bro. He need to spend time with Andre Ward. Really, me personally, I feel like Andre Ward would be the perfect, mentor to.
You need it.
Because Andre Ward didn't do all that talking, man. Andre Ward was about his business. You know what I mean? And that's why Andre Ward is a great fighter and will be a Hall of Fame fighter, because of he didn't do all that talking. He was about business. You know what I mean? He wasn't the biggest draw, but he didn't do all that talking. He wasn't really worrying about what this person was doing, this person was doing. Andre Ward was worrying about Andre Ward. And I feel like and Andre Ward wasn't the biggest puncher. You know what I mean? He wasn't a knockout artist. He'll stop you, though. You know what I'm saying? But he knew how to do it. You know, and that's what Coor gotta learn. He don't got what Bud got. You know what I'm saying? See, he hang around Bud and he think he like that. And it's like, that's not you. So you need to start hanging around Andre Ward more and try to pick his brain, in my opinion, on, okay, how can I entertain better? And how can I basically use my IQ and use my skills and sharpen them up more? So when I get in there with these top guys, I'm still doing my thing. That's what he needs to learn, in my opinion.
I agree with you.
What's up, Too?
What's going on with y'all?
What's up with you? What's up with you?
Not much.
Just chilling before the hurricane hit.
I know, man.
And out shopping and buying water and doing all this extraness. It might not even rain, but you know how that go. But I was just calling to hop on here, get my 2 cents about the Shakur talk. I just hopped on. I see y'all been on here a little minute, so I don't know if y'all covered, the things I'm about to say. But my 2 cents about the fight last night with Shakur, I felt like Shakur did a good job. I felt like he put on a good performance. He didn't, quote unquote, stop Artem or get him out of there or knock him out. But again, I say we should not hold fighters to standards that they don't hold themselves to. Shakur Stevenson's standard as a fighter was never to get knockouts. Even though he's saying that, that's just a part of his marketing, and I'm gonna get back to that later. But by his own admission, he said he wants to win. I'm not taking no chances. I'm not letting my heart overcome my skill or whatever he tweeted. And basically, he's just saying, I'm gonna do what I have to do to win. So as a Shakur fan, or as people watching boxing as boxing fans, you should already know he's going in there to win. Now, the reason why there's such a high expectation for him to quote unquote get all these knockouts, in my opinion, is because of his marketing. Now, if he marketed himself as a fighter that's going to win, that's great defensively, nobody gonna be able to hit him, blah 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 blah. If that was more of his marketing, then that would be more of the expectations of his fans, in my opinion, and he wouldn't receive so much backlash. That's how I feel about it. Because honestly, I don't think there was no reason for nobody to be walking out of his fight. I mean, he was hurt. He was getting on him. He was hitting on him. He was hitting him to the body. He was not getting hit. I mean, he put on a good boxing masterclass, if you ask me. But I don't understand why people all of a sudden want these fighters to do things that's, one, not their goal to do, and two, is not even in their capability to do. Because what would have happened if Shakur would have went in there trying to get the knockout and then he got knocked out? They would have been saying the same thing they saying about Devin Haney. I don't know why he went in there trying to do this and trying to do that. I don't know why he went in there and did that. So I get Shakur where he coming from, like F the fans, but in all reality, to me as a fighter, Shakur shows a lot of insecurity, and I don't think he's really necessarily showing insecurity in his skill, because we know he can box, we know he can fight. I think he's showing insecurity with his capabilities and him not being able to get the knockouts and please the fans. But again, that's him putting that pressure on his own self. I said even before this fight, here go another fight Shakur finna have where he himself has put an immense amount of pressure on himself because of his marketing and the way he wants to market himself as a fighter. He's not a knockout. Or do he knock people out? Yes. But he gets knockouts. He's not a knockout artist. He's not Tank. So we should definitely stop comparing them. And I think the reason why people want to see the Tank and the Shakur fight is because they're not the same kind of fighters. They're not the same kind of fighters. So people want to see how those two styles will match up. So just going around the YouTube streets today, I'm not really understanding why people being so hard on Shakur. I don't know what they want these fighters to do. If you're not a knockout artist, you're not a knockout artist. Like, just plain and simple. But that's just my 2 cents about the whole Shakur thing. And I'm just curious to see what he's going to do now that he's a quote-unquote free agent. I want to see how that's going to work out for him.
Well, to I ask you this, what you think he should do? I mean, he turned down that deal with Top Rank. So do you think he should go with Eddie Hearn? Or you feel like he should have took that deal and basically just being like, look, let me try to reinvent myself and rebrand myself to make myself more marketable so I can get these other fights with these other top guys?
I mean, because let's see, if he go to the zone, who does Eddie have? What top fighters are over there? Because it seems like all the good 35ers are at Top Rank.
Facts. Yep.
So, I mean, and I heard PBC not picking up no new fighters. I heard Eddie Hearn not gonna pay him what Bob was paying him. So it kind of wouldn't make no sense for you to leave. Like, like, why are you leaving? Where are you going? Unless you you're gonna leave Bob because he's not gonna get you the Tank fight and not gonna get you the Loma fight. But if you go anywhere else, are they gonna give you those fights? Are you gonna be able to quote unquote fight? Like, if everybody's ducking you, right? Like, where are you gonna go? Like, it's like you're in no man's land. What you gonna do? Everybody ducking you. Nobody want to fight you. People saying you boring. I think it's best you just stay where you at until kind of like that narrative possibly changes. But I don't know. I really don't know. I really have no idea what Shakur should do. I would just say stay with Top Rank.
Yeah, that seemed like the more viable option, but he's real prideful, and that's another knock on him is the immaturity, right? And that's something that we was talking about earlier. He's immature. He's 27 years old, and he's still trying to figure things out. Like you pointed out, he got a lot of insecurity. So, I just think that I'm in the same boat as you. Like, as far as like, I don't know, but the more viable option, I mean, just looking at it, like, is to go back to Top Rank. Just they got Loma, they got Zapata, they got Baron Chunk, they got options for him. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know if that bridge has been burned because he been last couple of weeks he been going hard on Bob M. So we shall see. I mean, Coach, what you think?
But let me ask y'all a question real quick. Do y'all think? I know I said this before on a panel, and they was it was all in the uproar. But do y'all think Shakur is getting better and better each fight? Because I'm starting to feel like, has he peaked?
I'm glad you asked that because
That's a
that was
great
been on
question,
my
man.
mind the entire time, and I wanted to get that out. I'm glad you asked. 2 cents. I'm gonna go and I'll be brief. That was one of the question marks after this fight, after that Artem fight. I was looking at it, I'm observing, I'm going back, I'm replaying in my head his last couple fights, his last good output, and I'm like, in my opinion, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be quite frank. I think Shakur has reached that pinnacle of everything he can possibly do for himself, as far as marketing, as far as performing, as far as talking. He's done everything he can possibly do for himself, and now it's like you're at your ceiling. What else can he possibly do for himself? And me honestly, the only one thing I think he can do to better himself is show that he really can have that true offensive output. We know Shakur can perform defensively. We know Shakur, he knows the sweet science of boxing. We know he can put out that electric performance to hit and not get hit. We know he can do that. But when are you going to show us that next level of your offensive output? And I know that's not his brand. That's not what he does. But at the same time, it's like not being able to do that in these last few fights. It has made me think that Shakur Stevenson has reached his peak, his pinnacle, and what we have now is what we're gonna get from him throughout the rest of his career. Because even with his combinations, he got very few combination outputs. It's kind of the same variations of the same punches. It really don't it really don't differentiate too much between what he's throwing at any opponent. It doesn't matter what type of opponent you are, a power puncher, a counter puncher, a high output puncher. His combination output and variety really doesn't change too much. And with that being said, I feel like his defense has already been peaked. You know what I'm saying? That's the best you can actually get in boxing. He's one of the best defensive fighters in boxing. I'm not gonna take that from him, but he needs to show us he got that offensive output. And I'm not saying he needs to be KOing people, but at the same time, you can still get TKOs with your offensive output. You can put together a barrage of punches to where the ref like, okay, this dude not responding, he ain't moving, he may not get knocked out, but let's just save this boxer from getting seriously hurt. And I think Shakur either he don't have the IQ or he can't do that. And that's my take on that.
And one more thing too, I want to put out there that I don't think a lot of people have really paid a lot of close attention to is you got to realize what they say. Top Rank got the quote unquote best matchmakers. One and two. If you really comb through Shakur's resume, he has a lot of older fighters and smaller fighters on his resume. He looked huge in that ring against Artem on Saturday.
Right. Right.
He looked huge in that ring against Artem on Saturday. And I was looking at Oshaki Foster when he fought Kansekiao, however you say his name, and everybody's like, oh, that's one of Shakur's best wins. And I'm looking at this guy, all he doing is coming forward. Like, he wasn't doing nothing spectacular. And not to mention, I believe that's the fight Shakur came in overweight.
Yep. Yep.
So when you really just sit down and look at things, it's just like, I really don't see how Shakur is just this great opponent and the only one that could possibly beat Tank. Like, I don't see it.
I agree with you. And me and Capo had this conversation before. We touched up on his resume. The only people Shakur has really disposed of is people he know he got the size advantage, he got the speed advantage, and they just can't take the output he was putting out in those fights. And in a sense, I don't want to call it bullying because as a boxer, you're supposed to know when to go and when to back off. And I feel like in most of his knockouts, it was more like I'm the bigger guy. I'm finna impose my will and I'm finna get my knockout. When he matched up with somebody, his size, he thinking completely different, completely different. And that's why I say last night against Artem, I feel like he had an opportunity, a very big opportunity to get him one of those TKOs or KO, and I feel like if he would have got that, that would have helped him move forward in what he deserved. Because I'm not gonna say he don't deserve, because Shakur deserves something, but at the same time, it's like how you gonna get what you deserve if you're not showing, us what you can actually do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not saying he can't let his hands go, but he don't let his hands go. So in my mind, that's a big question. Like, what do you really stand? Are you really just one of those guys who just take advantage of fighters when you know they're smaller? Are you one of those guys who's scared to get touched? Are you one of those guys who don't believe in yourself? What's the true issue behind Shakur, his brand, and the style he fight? Because I'm not understanding. And just like the question you asked previously, I think he at that pinnacle with everything.
Yeah. I got another question, but I see somebody else just joined the panel, so I ain't gonna hog the panel.
What's up, Jason?
Well, I don't know if anybody can hear me. What's up, good everybody? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
can
Yes,
hear you.
sir.
What's up?
So as a fight fan, I just wanted to come in and put my 2 cents on it because I know y'all was saying that that the fans are creating the narrative of this fighter, right? But I always felt from day one that Top Rank was the one that created that narrative because they wanted a Tank 2.0. And so the moment they didn't get that, Bob Arum literally threw this boy to the wolves.
I don't think that's what it is.
Well, I mean, hold
I
on,
don't think that's necessarily
because
what it is.
you gotta.
Go ahead.
But why wouldn't it be though? Because look at it like this: Shakur came to 135, clean as day, right? Opportunities coming through the door. All he had to do was be him. Everybody was cool with who Shakur was. We all loved Shakur. We was like, okay, that's what he do. When he came to 135, and I could be totally wrong, but it seemed like they wanted a Tank 2.0 because the moment he got to 135, they start saying Tank been ducking him at 135. He's the best at 135. When he only had one fight at 135, and they instantly started doing the comparison.
Shakur did that.
But I'm saying, and your company allowed it because a real management team is going to pull you back and be like, hey, you're not quite there yet. We're building you there. But for you to come in off one fight at 135 and be like, I am the person that's crazy. And nobody said nothing about it. We all went with the narrative, just like we did with Devin Haney. We went with the narrative.
No, we all didn't.
No. Listen to me. I'm not talking about you guys, or I wouldn't be a part of y'all channels. I love y'all. We talking about the masses.
Yeah,
no. I love you 2 cents. Don't even. I'm swear to God, I love y'all. I ain't too much boxing I even mess with, but that's why I had to come on here because you can't go to certain places and tell this truth. A lot of people wanted a 2.0 of Tank from their own promotional companies. And when it backfired, it did. Look at Haney. They told that boy, go stand in the middle of the ring. Not his fans, not his company, his team said, go stand in the middle of the ring and swing from your heart's content. Got knocked out. Somebody should have told Shakur, you don't need to go in there looking for blood. You need to go in there solidify that you are the best defensive king there is. When he said, I'm looking for blood, real fight fans laugh because we like, since when have you ever made somebody bleed? And so I think what happened was that Bob Arum expected to get something back from an era that he missed. And I could be wrong, but a lot of people forget that Floyd left him. He had a Shakur at one point in time, and Floyd left him to make his money on his own. So in his mind, he like, I got another one. But he don't have the personality, the skill, or the pocket control to be Floyd. And I ain't talking about financial pocket, because Floyd was a mover, but he'll pop your ass in the same stance for the whole night. It was never a question, how much did Floyd touch you? It was really always, how much did I touch Floyd? And so again, I could be wrong, but it's just like Bob Arum wanted another fighter. He wanted that particular style. And Shakur chasing greatness, so he calls it, you trying to be something you not. We done had plenty of fights where you didn't have two power punchers. We done had Zabs and Mayweathers. We done had Pats and Mayweathers. And so he should have did that, because that's where most people want to see the fight, is in the collision of this is a chess match. We have a articulated power puncher, and we got a well-poised defensive king. That's a fight for the ages. But somewhere along the line, they were like, we want to turn this into, we got the new Tank versus the old Tank. And it's a narrative in boxing. I mean, not to go off topic, but every promotional company wants a Tank 2.0. Every time somebody come up in the rankings, get a few knockouts first, then they say, oh, we got a new Tank on the radar. Why we can't have a new that person? Right. I think that's the sad narrative. And so, unfortunately, Shakur got caught up in that, because I was listening to y'all and I watched it last night and I was laughing. You keep telling your granddad, I'm going to get the stoppage. I'm going to get the stoppage.
I ain't even talk about the corner. Oh, I got to bring that up.
Oh, yeah, I had to. I told y'all, I was listening. I'm like, I got to come and say this part. You keep telling your corner, I'm going to get the stoppage. I'm going to get the stoppage, which is cool. But then your corner is telling you, look, if you do this, this is how you can get the stoppage.
Right.
Oh, I got this. I got this. I got this. You don't, or you would have got him up out of there. You called this man a C+ fighter, and it took you an A+ effort to get him out of there. You see, I ain't biased like most folks. I ain't said nothing crazy yet. I'm going off observation. You said this man is a C+ fighter. You gave this nigga A+ work, and you still made it 12 rounds.
That's
now,
crazy.
I don't know how much y'all pay attention to social media. Frank Martin clowned this boy, and he said, I did something better than you did. Wrong, because you just said Frank Martin's a prospect and a B+ fighter. So his subpar performance is cool for a prospect. You are the elite. You can't give a same type of performance.
Man, he cooking.
That's true.
He cooking, man. He cooking.
That's crazy.
So I don't want to say it's the fans, because they're supporting him. There's no, I bet you this much, I bet nobody in Baltimore, even Tank's ops, gonna walk out that fight. You know why Top Rank and ESPN showed them niggas walking up out of there like that? You cannot be on contract, call me a bitch ass nigga, and think I ain't gonna come get you back.
Facts.
Yeah.
You went against the machine, and so I was listening to you. And this one made me want to chime in. You was like, well, where he's gonna go next? This is my question, and I want y'all to genuinely ask this. Can he stay with Top Rank? You openly said, fuck Top Rank, fuck the money, Bob is weak, this shit ain't right. How can you stay? I would be scared to stay. That'd be like you staying with an abusive wife that beat your ass. And you'd be like, I'm scared, but I'm gonna stay. You already done told the police you getting your ass whooped. So if you stay here, you might just get your ass whooped more.
But you see how Bud did, Bob, talking shit right in front of that man.
But here the thing is this, and I'm not trying to be funny, and if I'm wrong, K-Po tell me I'm wrong. I was salted in the motherfucker that Errol Spence lost. But one thing I can say is Bud can fight. Shakur ain't Bud. Bud can go pretty much anywhere, spark a nigga, and make them be like, damn, maybe I should pay you. Shakur, he fight niggas be like, damn, nigga, did I bring my NyQuil? Because I'm sure the fuck going to sleep in here.
But that's what I was saying. That's kind of not fair to Shakur, though. Like that.
But how is it not? You played with the narrative. You ran along with it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask this question. For years, Floyd fucked with Tank's career, right or wrong? We questioned Tank. We said, if you are truly a man coming into yourself, you have to be aware of your situation, change your algorithm, change your output, get away from Floyd. Right or wrong?
Yeah.
That's how it went.
Thanks.
Shakur's supposed to be the nigga that stopped Tank, then you get the same treatment. Cool. It's on you now. Know your worth and your value.
Mirrors. He's not that. That's what I'm saying. That's the smoke and mirrors.
Here the thing is this though. We know he's not that, but that boy's egotistical. He don't know that. Okay, this is my last point and I'm done. Let's say I think I'm the greatest. Let's say me and K-Po about to fight. You the champ right now. You the nigga in division that I'm hungry for. Pause, no daddy, no, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
You offer me 25% because I'm nobody for real. This your shit. But I know I can whoop your ass. I'm taking that 25. I'm about to embarrass the fuck out of you in front of the world and maximize my stock.
Facts. Yep.
How was that not his fault? So you ain't telling me you ain't got nobody in your corner telling you that's like we hustling nickels trying to get the pounds. Nigga, you started with this 5 bag and you work your way up. You don't just get a pound off the first rip. That ain't how that works. He had an opportunity to show the world. A lot of people don't know. Tank first fight with Pedraza, he took such a low cut, but he had faith in himself. There is no way that's not his fault. He a grown man. Somebody tell me right now, Juwan Stone Street, I'm gonna give you $500,000 to go fight Deontay Wilder. Nigga, I'm getting in there. And I'm gonna try my best to create a name off that shit.
Yep. Hey, facts.
Hey, I don't know a nigga that wouldn't.
You know, so when he turned down that 25, I couldn't understand it because if I'm the best and there's nobody better than me, all I gotta do is go in here and show it. So I'm taking away your sponsors. I'm taking away your feudal. There would never been a Ryan Haney if Shakur did what he needed to do. Flat the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's cooking over there.
And I think that's the insecurity we see in Shakur. I think it's like an internal conflict because you know your style and you know the type of fighter you are, and the things you're saying is not matching up. And
well,
so
I don't think it's an insecurity though. An insecurity is something that you fear. This would be almost like a nigga telling you he don't like vinegar, but he drink it every day. So you sitting there telling me you hate vinegar, but every time I see you on camera, you sipping this shit with a dirty look on your face. I see it on your face, you don't like it, but you keep drinking the shit.
Yeah.
That's not an insecurity. That's crackheadism.
You know what I'm saying? I keep saying I'm gonna knock niggas out when I know I'm most likely probably not gonna do it.
Yeah.
No, it's even worse than that, 2 cents. It's not that you can't knock them out. You too scary to stand there to knock a nigga out. You too scared. You know what? You're right. He has an insecurity of getting knocked the fuck out in front of thousands of people. That is a fear for him.
Yep. It is. And it
K-Po, you say it all the time. If a nigga want to get hit in the boxing ring, you got to take a punch or two. That's just flat out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you got to be.
He could have won last night. He should have stepped in front of Artem, took a few punches, because we seen how much he could punch Frank. We seen his punching power. There's none there. He hit Frank with some clean uppercuts and couldn't do nothing to him. So you telling me, again, I'm going to say it again, this B-plus fighter showed you his work, and you decided as an ace kid, I would have went in there, been in the pocket, but then Tank exposed him. He said he can't slip shots. We seen that too. Because if a nigga can slip shots, shoot that defensive, you ain't got to back up like hopscotch 2 squares backwards to get out of a nigga pocket zone and swing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you brought that up, the slipping shots. Now, I said this before this fight, and I know we supposed to be quote-unquote anti-Ryan Garcia, but I would like to see Ryan, and I know Ryan at 140, but I would like to see Ryan and Shakur fight. And I think that'll be a very competitive fight because did y'all see how much Shakur was getting hit with that left hook from Artem last night?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that boy's face was bruised.
You see,
and I was like, Ryan Garcia would knock Shakur Stevenson the hell out.
No, you know who would knock him the hell out? And if I'm wrong, Pitbull would give this boy hell.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
Because one thing I've learned is he don't like to be rushed. He was making Tank dance. He hit Tank a few times, nothing crazy, but he was making Tank dance. He made Tank show us that nigga still could box amateur style.
Mm-hmm.
Shakur don't have another level. So when he come to him and press him, what's gonna be his next level that separates him from getting knocked the fuck out or put on his ass?
And I feel like any more he goes up after 135, he's gonna be fooled.
He can't go up no higher than this. He went up too high already.
I really
he lost
think he need to go back down.
Power after 130.
You better not try to go up.
And he look huge in that ring, y'all. He gonna go up. Because guess
the
what?
only way he gonna go up is if he get on that snack program.
Mm-hmm. And that might what he need to do.
Yeah, go ahead, call Bud. Tell him you need some of that snack wells. Get you some snack wells in your blood.
Yeah, I'm just keeping that thought. That might what he need to do, because if he get in there with Tank, Pitbull, or anybody at 140, it's a wrap.
I'm low-key scared Shakur gonna cheat, because on Twitter or was it Instagram, wherever he just posted, he said, I'm gonna make sure I come back stronger for the next fight. How the fuck you gonna do that?
Why wouldn't you come stronger for this fight?
Again, how though? One thing I've learned, because I do martial arts, you can lift weights all day in the gym. It has nothing to do with punching power. It's about angle, fluidity, the way you throw your shoulders, all that bullshit. I know niggas that lift 300 pounds and can't punch grapes out of the air.
That's facts. That's facts. That's a different type of motion, different type of muscle you're using.
You know, I had to come here with this room. I'll never get a chance to do this, so I had to come cook with y'all.
Hey man, we appreciate you, man. You lit it up today.
Good
You
luck.
lit it up. Much
You know, so
respect.
this is my last thing, and I'm gonna say, and I'm up out of here for the night. But so I want y'all to consider this, because when we talk about Shakur, and this is one thing I noticed last night, and I thought it was so crazy. Everyone's talking about that was a dominant performance.
Mm-hmm.
I have to disagree, and hear me out. It was a great Shakur performance, but to dominate, you need three things: to cut off the ring generalship, and a stoppage.
Mm-hmm.
That was not a dominant performance. That was a mediocre, regular ass Shakur performance, which is great. I ain't shitting on him, but to say it was dominant performance, dominant is what Frank Martin got did too. Like when Tank literally walked this nigga around the ring like they was motherfucking skipping and shit and socked this nigga into dreamland. That's defecation of a motherfucking fighter. The shit last night, that wasn't, what was that? Because he ain't run? That nigga told us, I got two healthy hands. I'm going to show the world. I ain't see shit.
Yes, sir. And that's what I was saying before you hopped on. Like when I first hopped on the panel, everything you just said, you put it a little bit more articulate than I did, because I ain't gonna lie, I got on here a little heated. I ain't gonna say I was heated, but it bothered me, because I was expecting to finally see something from him. But like 2 Cents said, the question she asked, has he peaked? Can he do it? Insecurity, fear. What more left do you have in the tank? Close your mouth. It's a lot that goes into Shakur that I feel like is taken away, and is zapping that necessary energy he needs to actually perform the way he do. But at the same time, I think he's peaked. He's not knocking nobody out. He has nothing left. Period. He has nothing left. What the Shakur we got is the Shakur we have. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't get no better than what he is now. So everything you just said, bro, I'm glad you got on here, because I was saying the same thing, but you got in here and articulated it 100% better than I did, and that's just some true live shit. It's just some true live shit, and
it's totally unfortunate, but this is the thing: Haney and Shakur, unfortunately, have something in common that a lot of people don't want to talk about. Them niggas still fight like they in the amateurs.
They do.
You can take all the PED up out of Ryan Garcia's system, and one thing lands for sure: when Haney lunges forward, that nigga leaves his left side open. That sound real good for me to go to motherfucking dinner on your chin.
That's amateur style. That's the amateur style jab.
It seems like all them top ranked 35 fighters, like even with the Shaki Foster fight, even though I thought he won that fight, they fight like amateurs.
But I think that's why he lost, though, 2 Cent, was because in reality, from an amateur standpoint, he outboxed him, he outpointed him, he outmoved him. But I keep listening to y'all constantly. The pros take more. There's more that's counted in. Where's your ring generalship? How active were you? You can't just dodge a whole fight and think Judge is gonna be like, that was a good fight. He did a good job. No, you ran all night and ain't do enough. Did he get robbed? That's a point of question. I can't say so. I'm not a judge, and I'm not going to pretend like I am. But from where I was sitting, I want to see you do more. Because if us in the same breath, if Shakur fight Tank and he get away with running like he did with Santos and they give him the win, I quit watching boxing, because that's crap. We always talking about being more active, ring generalship, being responsible for your opponent and where they're at, and understanding. Shakur don't control his fighter. He
Mm-hmm.
control himself, and that's why the fight be boring.
I'll tell you
I
what's
have,
correct off that.
I have
Change
a
the point.
question for all of you.
What's good, Anthony?
What you got?
What I was gonna ask, is would Loma be a bad matchup for Core?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All them
I ain't
angles
gonna
would be nasty.
hell yeah.
That's gonna be a
When you go
stoppage.
into that
And people underestimate Loma's power too. Loma has power. It's just he doesn't use it consistently. He's not sitting down on his punches.
Well, see, Loma don't got power. Loma got the same thing we was trying to say with Shakur last night. Loma don't have one punch power. He has the ability to throw multiple punches in a consistent rhythm that them punches will frustrate you to rather you either drop or get a stoppage. Loma don't have knockout power. He got put your ass away power. Please stop hitting me. You're throwing too many punches.
Exactly.
In the chat, I asked you a question, boss. I'm not sure if you saw it. Can you guys answer that question for me? Like,
what question was it? Was it this one?
yeah, I don't understand the delusion with fans of Dev assuming that it's gonna play out any different with in a fight against if he fights Matias like it did with Ryan. Like, can you explain that delusion that he thinks his fan base thinks it's gonna end any differently with Matias than it did with Ryan?
I've been said that Matias will body bag and toe tag Devin Haney. That's a bad stylistic matchup for Devin Haney.
Let me see. I think that. Did I cut you off, boss?
No, you good.
No.
I think that even though I think any puncher that's Devin Haney's size and reach is a bad style matchup, but I think a lot of people are believing that Devin could possibly outbox Matias because we did just see him get outboxed. So I think that that's where a lot of people are coming from with that sentiment. Somebody needs to mute. I think that's where a lot of people are coming from with that sentiment as far as Devin Haney beating Matias. But I don't think Devin Haney has the power to outbox him.
No,
because he just could walk straight through.
In 2 cents, I said this multiple times. Matias is not a traditional come forward guy where he's just throwing volume to throw it. He's setting up his punches. He's a technical. He doesn't use it all the time, but he's a technical volume puncher where he's setting up his punches to. He's not throwing it just to throw it. He's not like a Ryan Garcia or David Benavidez where they're just throwing volume to throw it to tire out their opponents. He sets up his punches. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, but Matias has a weird awkwardness for his punch setup that works for him, and it's enough to frustrate majority of his opponents. His awkwardness and the way he sets it up, I know exactly what you're saying. Because it took me a while to get used to it, but once I finally settled down and watched Matias, I keep saying Matias. That's the right person, right?
Yeah.
Subriel. Yeah, Subriel.
Yeah. Okay, Subriel. There we go. Once I settled down and watched him, he is actually setting up those power punches. At first, it was like, what is he doing? I'm not understanding. But then when you actually just be quiet, turn the volume off, and watch him work, he's setting that up. He's throwing it awkwardly at first, but then once he's really ready to throw it and land it, and he's in that right measurement, that right distance, he know what he's doing, and that'll be enough to get Devin. That'll be enough to beat Devin.
And he gets stronger as
Devin haven't learned.
And he gets stronger as the fight go on too.
Yeah, no, and I've said this with I like Core, but I think if he rematches De Los Santos, it ends differently. I think De Los Santos knocks him out. To be honest.
I mean, you want to be real and no jokes when I say this, but on a good night, Rolly Romero could get Haney up out of there.
That's a bad style matchup for him too.
How about Dev versus Tio?
Oh, he need to stay away from Tio, flat out.
I don't know. He might could beat Tio. It depends.
It depends
on what Tio we get.
Yeah, I'm about to say it depends what version of Teofimo come in there.
If you have the Josh Taylor and Loma Tio, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
If it's the Cambosis and who was the guy he fought before Taylor?
Jermaine Ortiz.
Yeah,
No, not Jermaine Ortiz.
Sando.
Martin.
yeah,
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
If it's that fighter, it's Devin beats him. If it's Loma and Josh Taylor, it's a wrap.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think the TL from the other night could do it because now I might be wrong and tell me if I am, but I think he might be gunshot now. I don't think we're gonna get the same Devin Haney no more.
Yeah, he gonna be in there.
I don't see him fighting again, to be honest with y'all.
You too?
You think
it's over?
Yeah, I don't see him fighting again. I mean, but this is the thing. Okay, 147 is looking slim now. So maybe he can go up there and pick some guys to fight, which I think they should definitely move his career very carefully moving forward, even though they've been doing that. The thing at 47, though, is the guys are bigger and stronger. So even if they're not as skilled as you, how are you going to keep them off of you? Because if you, once again, you look at Haney's resume, he's been fighting smaller, older fighters. The Ryan Garcia fight was the first fight where he wasn't at an advantage, in my opinion.
No, that's facts.
No. For me, I think even an older Manny Pacquiao was a dangerous fight for Dev at 135, 147. To be honest, an older Manny.
Yeah.
Mario Barrios would hurt that boy. Let's just keep it a bucket.
I don't know why they want to fight Mario Barrios so bad. They must know something we don't, because I don't see him beating Mario Barrios.
They seen Tank roll that boy across that ring, and they like, oh, we can do the same thing. You can't.
Tank was struggling with Mario. What you mean? Well, that wasn't no cakewalk for him.
No. I'm talking about when he finally cracked that boy and he rolled him across the ring. And they mad. They like, well, if Tank can do it, I can. You can't.
He's slow. Mario Barrios is slow. So he's, if you got some speed and some skills, you can beat him. You know what I'm saying? He's very beatable. That's the reason why Mario. That's the reason why they play with Mario Barrios like that, because he's very beatable.
Is there anybody special enough right now, in your guys' opinion, that's ready yet, special enough to defeat Tank at 140 or 135?
Tank.
I don't think so.
Oh no.
Maybe Abdullah when he's ready. I think Abdullah maybe.
Man, you can't even talk about him, man. He ain't even fought 10 rounds fight yet. You can't.
No, I'm saying when he's ready. I think Abdullah's special enough. Maybe.
How long would that be? Tank will be on his way out the business.
Yeah,
Keyshawn is the fight. Is going to be that's going to be the fight for Abdullah Mason. I think Keyshawn.
Better, Austin.
Yeah, I could see that.
How about Abdullah versus De Los Santos?
Abdullah will watch De Los Santos.
He'll beat them.
A little too reckless.
Yeah.
A little too reckless.
Or Keyshawn versus De Los Santos.
Keyshawn Davis is cool. Soon as he step up, he getting beat, in my opinion.
That guy didn't have no swelling. He didn't have no swelling, man. He beat the shit out of this guy. Y'all saw that? No blood. No blood, no swelling. No, the guy's face was clean as hell. I was watching the fight like, how?
No markings. I was like,
no one's bringing up
about the person that Keyshawn fought.
Yeah.
We're talking about Keyshawn and Abdullah. No one's talking about Morataya at 135.
Who you said?
I don't think he looked that good his last fight.
Raimundo Morataya.
Oh,
but I wanted to jump on. And Shakur Stevenson, man. I mean, you got to give a fighter credit for fighting within themselves and fighting their fight and looking damn masterful doing it. Floyd did that. People complained about. I'm not saying he's Floyd, but I'm saying Floyd did that. A lot of people complained about his style. All he did was keep winning. You know what I mean? So Shakur Stevenson, he remind me a lot of Pernell Whitaker. Is honestly who he remind me of. He's in my opinion, he's just as good, if not better, defensively because he doesn't waste no movement. He's very efficient in the pocket. And when you can stand in there against pretty much anybody and you know the weaknesses in your defense, so you know what's coming, so you've already nullified it before it even happens, that makes you I mean, you can fight a long time like that and not take no damage. You know what I'm saying? So that was a master class. I mean, if people don't like it, then I get that too. You know, but he reminds me a lot of Pernell Whitaker. Not especially like a powerful puncher, you know what I mean? But a guy he's too slippery, like, and you just can't hit him. And you gotta land punches to win. At the
Well,
end of
hold
the day,
on.
Tank gotta land punch. He gotta land punches to win. You know
Well,
what I
hold
mean?
on
Yeah, but
now, 'cause
Shakur
I
gets
don't
hit.
understand that. Because
I
how
admit,
can you talk about he's Pernell Whitaker or Floyd? Because now I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get quiet because I'm gonna let the experts speak on it. But the difference between Shakur, Sweet Pea, and Money is when them niggas did all that moving and slipping and dipping, your ass was getting touched like a kid at a damn Catholic hall. And fuck what you talking about. I'm sorry. That was not master class. Nigga, you standing in the pocket and you dipping shots, but you ain't touching enough. That ain't Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea put them hands on your ass. Dip, 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 punch, punch, punch. Floyd. And okay, so you said something, and then I disagree with this right here. You know what's the difference between Shakur and Floyd? Floyd would get on TV and be like, hell yeah, it was a boring fight. But y'all came out and spent that money, and y'all gonna come back next time because I whooped his ass. If Shakur got up there and bigged his chest up and said, I don't give a fuck, my fight was boring. I won. And guess what? Next time, bitch, I'm gonna do it again. We all be like, God damn, they got some nuts. He get in that ring and be like, well, I'm sorry. I'll do better next time. Get the fuck out of here.
the only thing Shakur missing is the names. All he's missing is the names. He's very accomplished. He called them guys out in the lower weight classes, and they didn't want to fight this guy. So all he's doing. He keep moving up. He keep winning. People don't like the style. I get it. I think it was beautiful when you can stand in there like that, man, and not get hit against a person that's throwing. I mean, just trying their heart out, but they can't hit you. That's something to marvel at, man. Y'all can say
But
what y'all
while
want
the
to say,
person
but
you're
No,
fighting, you're
it's
trying to
not
hold
that
them
it's a
down.
bad
that is
skill. It's
something to
cool.
marvel. That is something to marvel at, bro. I get it.
But
You can't knock a guy out off your back foot
but
from the inside and you're leaning back. I get that. You cannot knock a guy out like that. But maybe he knows that, like, shit, I don't like getting hit, motherfucker. I don't fucking like getting hit. That shit hurt. Bitch,
Well, he
I'm
should
gonna
shut the
not get
fuck up
hit.
in his interviews then. He should stop telling
Yeah, he
people that
got
he's
to
going to
change
do all
his
these
He
things for
do got
marketing.
a
them.
big ass mouth. I give you
He got
that.
to change the marketing of himself. That's
He
what
and
I
got
was
a big
saying
ass
earlier.
mouth.
yeah, and that's why he getting the backlash he getting. It ain't the fact that we don't like how he fight. We didn't have a problem how he fought until he started talking. He kind of talked himself into this situation. He's
You really think
always
Frank Martin gonna beat him though? Come on, man. Let's be real.
I think it'll be a good fight.
I
I think
don't.
Frank Martin beat him.
I don't.
I've always looked at that at first as a 50-50 fight, but now looking at it, I feel like Frank can beat him.
I don't. And I think he gonna watch Lomachenko too.
Oh
He's not
man,
watching nobody.
I think he gonna watch. I think he gonna watch Lomachenko. I think he
I
gonna
don't know,
watch
man.
Bro, you
Lomachenko
got to
too.
throw more than 9 punches around to watch somebody.
Man, not if you're not getting hit. Not
Bro,
if
You're
you're
that's
not
not
not how
watching
a
getting
me
hit.
fight
either.
works, bro.
But
But
listen
you're
to
not
me.
watching me either if you're not hitting
But
me.
but
No, I
this
said not if you're not getting hit. If you're
he
not
got
getting hit
he
and
got to
nine
hit
punches win the round,
he
nine
got to
punches
hit
win the round.
Lomachenko too.
But
He
you
gonna hit him.
can't hit, not get hit, not get hit,
Yeah.
not get hit, 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 not get hit. You're not gonna watch nobody like that.
When I say whitewash him, I'm talking about in the rounds. Winning more than 7 rounds.
I don't see that either.
That's what I see. That's what I see.
not
I see
against
a
the
very dominant. I see a very dominant
He
performance against
you
both
you
of those
you
guys.
you talking about Lomachenko. You got Shakur is the master of distance, but you got Lomachenko is the master of angles. So you got a guy who throws punches from different angles. Shakur goes back in a straight line, right? He
He
does
didn't
have
go
he
back
did,
very often last night. I mean, he cleaned that up. I mean, he said he was hurt. You know what I mean, against De Los Santos.
and people keep
You know,
saying that. That was in my opinion, that was a hand-picked fight. Shakur shouldn't have had to go nowhere. He should have been able to stand in front of Autumn the entire night. And I'm gonna go back to your comparison with Floyd. I'm gonna say I'm gonna put out one fight. Floyd hate getting hit. But when he went against Shane Mosley and he got cracked twice, what was his response? What was Floyd Mayweather's response in that fight?
Go get that nigga.
And what did he do?
Hold
Go
on
get
till his
that
head
nigga.
clear, and then he held on till his head got cleared, and then he went and got him.
You need offensive output for that, though. So we can't compare Shakur to Floyd Mayweather. We can't do that.
When I say compare to Floyd, though, I'm talking about in terms of a disregard for what people think about his style and how he's fighting.
Oh he do care about what people think about his style. That's why he's been underperforming. If he didn't care about what people say, he wouldn't be saying the things he be saying. He wouldn't have sat there and months after the De Los Santos fight, still talking about De Los Santos fight. Oh, y'all don't know boxing. I outboxed him, I outclassed him. Y'all some casuals. It's like, so he definitely cares about what we all think of him, right? But it's due to him talking. It ain't like we just out the blue, just dry, oh, we gonna hate on Shakur. No, he started this stuff. So
he's underperforming by his own standards.
Exactly.
Right.
He said last night, and I quote, well, not last night, the night before the fight, I'm going to cut the ring off and stop him. If he never said that shit, we wouldn't have been looking for it.
He said after the third round, going back to
no. But listen to me. The same way Tank go in there and say, I'm gonna knock this boy out. We criticize him when he couldn't put down Pitbull. We flamed his ass. We said good job, but nigga, where was the knockout? If we gonna hold Tank like that, we gonna have to hold Shakur by his ankles. Nigga, where was the ring cut off? Where was the domination? Where was the blood? I got gypped, nigga. I wanted to see some blood.
I was waiting. I was like, oh, he got him hurt. He gonna stop him. And then
That's a horrible word. That's a horrible word to use when you got a woman on the panel. I just want to say that.
So he said, hey, man, I'm gonna stop him. So we like, okay. Waiting for that. Still waiting. 9 rounds go by. Still waiting. Then Artem, he got a second win. So now he throwing a little more. He throwing combinations on Court. Right? Nah, granted, Court was blocking some of them. Some of it was getting through. But if that's Tank and he gets you hurt, that's it. You're done.
It's over.
It's over. Take the L out of love. It's over, brother. You're done. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's finished. So it's just like Shakur is missing something, right? And like I said,
that dog,
he missing something.
Yep.
That in his offensive attack. Yeah, defensively, yeah, he can get in, get out. He does a good job of doing that mirror drill. I don't know if you boxed before, but you do mirror drill. When a person take a step forward, you take a step back. He mirrors his opponent. You know what I'm saying? He do a good job at that. But at the end of the day, offensively, he's lacking something.
Hey, Capo, can I ask you a question? Maybe to see if you clear this up for me. I've noticed he got offensive skills and hands for guys that he knows can't punch.
I said the same thing.
Yeah.
I said the same
See, I came in late, guys. I'm sorry. I just got off work, so I missed some stuff.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make you help me clarify myself and what I'm saying. You good.
Yeah.
I don't like that he abandoned his jab. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that he abandoned his jab. I thought that surprised the shit out of me because, you know, I started to wonder, is the hand hurt? And
that jab was leaving him open to body shots, and he ain't like it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. In my opinion, you know, he landed some hard shots. He just didn't land enough of them. And
He too scared.
Like
power.
He was hitting the guy. He was hitting him whenever he wanted to, but he didn't do enough. I mean, when you talk about accumulation of damage, you got to throw a lot of punches. You know what I mean? And he just didn't throw a lot of punches. And I don't know why. I don't know if he does have hand problems.
You got to look at Shakur like a drummer. When you sitting there playing the drums, you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's not a song. You got to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now he kept doing 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You can't do that when you're not a power puncher. You are an accumulation fighter. You got to play that motherfucker like you drumming.
Mm-hmm.
But then he don't want to get hit, so he's not going to take that risk. And that's what I'm saying. Is this the best we're going to see him be?
Hey,
Because
2 cents, he need to retire.
Hey, you said it, not me. I'm just saying.
I mean, he said it. He said, if I don't stop this dude, I'm going to retire from boxing. He said that. In that ring, he sat in that corner.
See the pressure? Like, why would you say that out loud?
He said,
why would you say that period at 26?
Why would you say it? But I'm just saying, you're going to say it out loud, on camera. Like, you just bringing the pressure to yourself.
You know that boy got the big mouth. That's my dog, but he got a big-ass mouth, though.
That same big mouth got him playing with Bob Arum last night when they was like, look, everybody, they're leaving the stadium in his hometown. This guy's trash.
And I just don't think this fight with Tank is going to be as nearly as competitive as people think. I just don't see, especially after last night, seeing him dropping his hands. I just seen so many openings. And it might be because he was trying to stand in front of him and fight, and get the knockout or whatever. But I don't see it. And when he starts fighting people his size, people his speed, not even as skilled as him, but a little bit more punching power, I feel like he's gonna have a tough time.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go over there to the zone if you want to. I don't even know if Eddie Hearn got matchmakers because he stay getting his fighters beat up.
Yep.
Well, didn't he tell him that if he come to match room or with him that he's not gonna give him half of what Arum said? So that's a no.
Well, I thought about that too, and he said he declined. What was it? A 5-fight deal with a guarantee of $3 million per fight.
Yeah, 15 mil up front for all 5.
Yeah. So I remember Bud Crawford's last deal with Top Rank was 3.5 guaranteed. I don't remember how many fights it was, but I remember it was 3.5 guaranteed. And I'm thinking, like, if you're not taking that, and it's because you feel like you can get more, then that must mean that's good for the fans, because that means you already know what 3 fights are out there for him. We basically just all talked about him. You got Frank Martin, Lomachenko, and you got Tank.
No, you know what? I'm gonna be real. He need to go after Zepeda before he come out there tanking Loma. It should be Frank, Zepeda, and somebody else at 135. He got to show he's ready.
Baranchuk.
Oh damn! I keep forgetting about old Dennis.
Well, the problem is he's a champion. You got to move him like a champion, and that's unify the belts. I mean, you take the fight against Frank Martin. Sign a little deal, a quick deal with PBC. He'll probably get more than $3 million.
Well, hold on. You talking about champions. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just kind of got a little heated a little bit. If he only supposed to be fighting champions and moving accordingly, then why the hell is you fighting somebody that Frank Martin already put out of the game?
And all the belts are top ranked except for the one Tank guy.
If not him, who?
All the belts.
Again, go fight Zepeda, and whoever wins Zepeda, go try to unify the WBO. Get yourself together and get ready to unify the whole division with Tank after he's flopped Loma. You can't fast track.
Zepeda boxed last night.
Okay, so the Shakur, and in 3 months they can fight each other. He don't need to go fight nobody. You talking about only champions, right? Go get Zepeda. Whoever wins, go get the WBO.
Well, I'm just saying, if he's thinking that he's worth more than $3 million a fight, then that must be 3 big ass fights. So I'm looking forward.
It's in his mind that he's worth more. On paper, you had literally 4 separate promotional companies tell you ain't worth nothing. What you think in your mind and what's on paper is 2 different things, nigga. I think I'm beautiful. Some hoes tell me I'm ugly. It don't matter what you think in your mind, brother.
But that's the same. Listen, I said Shakur was Bud 2.0. It's the same issue with Bud. Like, you think listen, it don't matter what you feel you deserve. It's based off your numbers. Like, you could feel you deserve. Hey, I got a YouTube channel. I feel like I deserve $5,000 a month from YouTube. I feel like I deserve that. All the time I put in editing, doing that. But YouTube looks at my numbers. to see what to pay me. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things that people don't realize is, as far as the business go, the reason why Shakur, I heard him on the interview saying, "Oh, I don't know why." Somebody needs to mute. There's a lot of feedback. He was like, "I don't know why Bob don't put me in more fights and all of this stuff." And I'm like, you know why, Shakur? Because Bob is already overpaying you, and he's not profiting enough, or probably not at all, off the events that you have. So I'm not going to put you in fight after fight after fight and lose money. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let you go around, because Bob got the belts. He got the other belts at Top Rank. I'm not about to let you go around and collect these belts and then try to leave with them. I'm not doing that. I heard they said that Bob said Shakur was turning down a whole lot of fights. That could be another reason why he gets the treatment that he gets from Bob. I don't know.
Doesn't Tank have the WBA?
Yes.
Yeah, but the thing is this, and if I'm wrong, 2 Cent tell me I'm wrong, but what she's saying is that's an even swap there. If I lose this belt, I'm going to generate money for my company. This is a win-win situation. If Loma wins, we get paid. If Loma lose, we get paid. You think they're not going to have a rematch clause on the back of that? That's a 2-deal fight coming up with that if they make that happen.
Yep.
And even if they don't have a rematch clause, like you said, Top Rank got majority of the belts over there, so they could just put Core in there with somebody else.
But you see, Bob didn't even let him get undisputed at 130.
Yep.
Nope. Like, okay, and if I'm wrong, somebody tell me, but this fight right here should have been unification fight. Him and Dennis should have been fighting.
Right.
But he about to leave Top Rank. That's why it wasn't no title fight.
But see, that's my thing too, saying, listen what y'all saying. If he chasing greatness, I'm going to sign this deal, because if I take the small money now and I'm creating a name, he only 26. In 4 years, I can be where I want to be.
But what about now that I've been in Top? Because I don't know. Let me see if I can word this right. Shakur is at a point at Top Rank where he's about to have to fight tougher competition. Am I wrong or am I right?
You're right.
So now you're at this point, you want to leave? Devin Haney got to a point at 135 where he was going to have to start fighting the tougher competition. Now that you're at this point, you want to leave? Now, granted, he was having a hard time making the weight or whatever, but it's almost like these plans, or I don't know what it is. I can't really quite put my finger on it. I'm going to fight this person, then this person, and as soon as it's time for me to step it up, I'm going to get out the situation and go somewhere else.
So
There's really no reason for him to leave Top Rank. I know a lot of people saying leave Top Rank so you can get the Tank fight, but if PBC not going to sign you, they say they got enough fighters.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
If it's open like he seemed like he ducking smoke, right? By doing that, because we're just guessing. Wouldn't that almost suggest that he really don't want the Tank fight? He just wants the name off the legacy to build his own?
Yep.
The same with Devin Haney.
People say, I hate it when people make that argument. Oh my God.
But
well, what argument is that exactly?
Because this is the thing. Y'all don't be moving in ways that y'all say one thing, but then y'all moves are different. If you want the Tank fight, stay there and get all the rest of the belts. And then you get the Tank fight. Tank's going for undisputed. Why would you leave?
And
I know a lot of people were saying, oh, leave to get the fight with Tank. But I'm thinking now, where you going to go to get the fight with Tank?
Yeah, I think, and that gives you opportunity to also build your brand too. You know what I mean? Shakur's brand is not where it is. You know, in my
Does Shakur even have his own promotional company?
Nope.
Thought so.
So
Checkmate.
he's not even there business wise. His brand is not even there. So I mean, him staying with Top Rank and him getting them belts can help him build his brand up. He trying to jump the line and get this fight with Tank because it seems like he just want to get paid. That's what it seems like. That's what's making it look
payday. Like. You want payday? I know.
Somebody in the comments just said Zepeda is his mandatory now.
Yeah.
Zepeda's everybody's mandatory. He's the number one WBO, IBF, WBA, and the WBC. He got pickings for anybody. And and I know for a fact they're gonna feed him to Benachek. That's why I said his next fight should be Zepeda, unified. But you can't do that if you leave Top Rank because don't nobody want you.
Everybody talking about he gonna sign with Floyd. What y'all think about that?
Nah.
Stupid.
No, don't.
I don't think it makes sense because what fight does Floyd got?
No.
Everybody leaving Floyd. I ain't gonna lie. He just lost. Didn't he just lose John Ingram?
He lost a bunch of fighters.
Yeah, forget his fighter. You just lost your point man. You just lost Big Nose. I know if Big Nose gone, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just need to stay there and build his brand. Build his brand up and then get the Tank fight.
I don't know. I feel like they at this point it's like they gotta fight, but the more it goes on, the more I see Shakur fight, I'm kind of like, it's bigger fights out there. It's better fights out there.
If Shakur fights Frank Martin and does an actual, what they call it, a devastating win, then I'll be like, ooh, hell yeah, I want to see this Tank fight. But right now, I'm cool. And I know y'all like, well, who's Frank Martin? He's nobody, but so was the guy he fought last night. So if you beat the guy that nobody fought, then go beat nobody.
Facts.
Facts. 100% in real life.
Yeah, he probably might fight Frank Martin next. Like, you fighting guys coming off of losses. You fighting guys, like, to me, it just don't seem like you're building yourself up in a way preparing for the Tank fight.
But not only is that a dangerous fight for Frank, that's a real dangerous fight for Shakur. Because you look at a lot of Tank's previous opponents. Tank's previous opponents are doing their thing besides rolling. Eastside Pittsburgh Cruz got a build. Mario Barrios got a build. A lot of Tank opponents are doing pretty well for themselves. They just ran in the Tank.
Yeah, so, Santa Cruz would still be a dog if he never went to sleep that night.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, all Tank wins age very well.
Yeah.
I think the only one that didn't was Walsh. He knocked that nigga out so bad we never heard of him again.
Yeah. The Liams. Yeah.
The Liams. Somebody said Shakur about to go fight in that league in Saudi.
I mean, hey.
Against who though?
No, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. We gonna see what he gonna do. He probably gonna stay at Top Rank, which is cool.
It's just, it make more sense brand wise. You know what I mean? Now, me knowing how hard headed Shakur is, he might go fight over there in that league. He might go sign with Florida. You know what I mean? Because who is this big bro? Terrence Crawford.
Terrence Crawford will tell him to resign.
Who's made bad business.
Well, hold on. Can I ask you a question?
But you know what, boss?
Can he resign now?
The more I go through this and I'm watching this boxing stuff play out, I think Crawford was smarter than I thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking Crawford was way smarter than I thought he was. I always thought he was making decent moves. I just didn't like how he was moving. But now I'm looking, I'm like, damn, that was.
But you know what? When he left 2 Cents, he had something on the line that Shakur didn't. When he left Top Rank, that undisputed fight was around the corner. He literally just had to go fight Avocado, and then next thing you know, again though, I'm just listening to y'all. He was trying to build his brand. That was his way of, hey guys, I'm out here. He had things lined up. Shakur ain't got no real lineup or direction. You know, ain't nobody really saying, "Ooh, Shakur, if you leave Top Rank, nigga, we could do this right now." There's there's no big mega fight hanging in the wind. I'm just agreeing with y'all, but where I'm confused is, and you know, can he go back? You openly disrespected Bob Arum, his company, his mind state, his money. You basically spit on his company for 2 weeks, and they still had to put your fight on.
I don't think Bob care about that shit.
Okay, I hear you, right? But then next thing you know, he resigned, and his whole trajectory has changed.
Yeah.
Shakur basically then walked himself face forward into a corner, and his whole ass is out. He done showed his whole ass, and he ain't got nothing to show for it. He ain't got nothing to back himself. And his only option is his best option is just like everybody else said, is to stay with Top Rank. If you can stay with Top Rank and still get the money you was currently getting, he didn't put himself in a situation to where it's like he kind of got to just deal with whatever he get from whoever he get it from.
Yeah, because after last night, that 15 million probably gonna go down to 13. And now, if I'm wrong, what I'm about to say, if his trainer, his grandfather wasn't his grandfather, his trainer would have quit after last night.
Oh, 100%.
You just said a word there, bro. When you get to a point where your trainer can't make you be quiet, then it's no point in him even being there anymore. That hurt my heart to see that shit.
I hate how combative he was being. Like, dude,
like, bro,
shut
all you
up.
ever heard Floyd say was, okay.
No, I got one better. Tank, the thug everybody make fun of. When Calvin talks to him, that man says, yes, sir.
Facts. And I can attest to that. I'm a trainer and a coach, man. I haven't dealt with it yet, but I just know how I would feel as a trainer and a coach if I got a fighter and I'm trying to give him the keys to actually execute something that's there for us for the taking. It's given to us on a platter, and they sitting there back talking in the corner because of what? I see it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna get him. Just wait. I got it. And then at the end of the fight, we walk away with nothing.
Hey, this is embarrassing.
You didn't want to listen.
I remember my first fight. I got kicked clean in the jaw. Don't laugh at me. It happens. I'm in the corner, Saudi. You hear me? I'm like, I don't know what I did. My coach looked at me and said, motherfuckers, you ready to go home or you ready to go do something? I said, yes, sir. He said, then go show me. I don't know what he meant, but nigga, it sparked something in my chest.
I mean, you got to be willing to be challenged by the guys in your corner, because as a coach, I may say something you might not like, but at the same time, it could be what you need to go get that victory, that convincing victory that you need for yourself and everybody else that's supporting you, and us as coaches and trainers. When we get backlash, it don't matter if it's sparring, it don't matter if it's just training, hitting the mitts. When we initiate something and give you something, it's for the better of the good. It's not to say, hey, you're not listening, you ain't worthy enough, you need to listen to me because I know more than you. It ain't to say that. It's just something for the better of the good for the team, yourself, and the future. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time when I'm preparing my fighters, I'm preparing for the present and the future. This not just for the moment. This is something you're gonna need to do in the future. And what he was telling him, if he was listening, that's something he could take forward. And if he was to possibly get the Tank fight, it may be the small advantage he needs. Use your jab, work in and out how you're supposed to, and let your hands go. Like, what was wrong with him not listening? Why are you not listening to that?
Well,
but if he's not being coachable like that, that might explain why we're feeling like he's peaked.
Exactly.
Not coachable.
Yeah, because this is my thing. You know, when you talk to the old school cats, whether you're talking about life, finances, or whatever, in a reality sense, they do know more than you. They've been here longer than you. They've seen things you haven't. And so it's not that you're better than me, but you have more experience. So if you told me that since 1982, Beach Street is a dangerous street, I'm not going to ignore you just because I walk down B Street every day and nothing happens. You're telling me this for a reason. Now, one day I walk down B Street, I got a pipe cross my head and be like, oh, damn, that's what old school was talking about.
Right.
So I'm saying that to say, if he had gotten that ring and did what his grandfather told him, he would have been like, oh, damn, that's what OG was talking about. I seen it with Tank. Go in there and go to the body. Drill that boy body in, you ain't listening. He go in there, he'd be like, damn, coach, that actually worked.
And then to make it all the merrier, it's not just some random Joe that you've been training with for the last 5 or 10 years. It's your grandpa. It's your G-Paw. And he's giving you the correct keys, the correct tools to get a convincing victory for not just us, for the world. Because at this point, Shakur is facing himself, his corner, and the world. And your grandpa, your family member, your blood, spending time with you day in, day out, blood, sweat, and tears, giving you the keys to victory the easy way, and you sitting here just straight denying everything he's telling you, just straight being combative the entire time. Every word he said, Shakur, hey, I know, I got it. I'm gonna do this. Like, bro, what is that's not necessary, bro. Just
No.
be quiet and listen. Even
Did
if you're not gonna
anybody
say
peep
nothing
the
to what he's saying.
sure disappointment on that man's face last night when they were standing there and Shakur was giving his little in-ring interview? His grandfather looked defeated and embarrassed.
I'm telling you, that's not a good feeling. Look, I played basketball in high school, right? I played varsity all 4 years. 3 out of the 4 years I was in high school, we made it to the state tournament. We didn't win, whatever. But there will be times where we would have a game, a good game, we would win, but we wasn't listening to what our coach was telling us to do. We'd go back in the locker room after the game. He'll be fussing, drawing up plays, how we ain't listening, this and that. And we'll walk out the locker room and people be like, why y'all looking like y'all lost? That's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling to win and know you wasn't being coachable and didn't execute how you were supposed to. And the thing that our coach always used to get across to us is like, it don't matter you won. You need to be coachable and listen, because we're going to be in a situation where this is going to be imperative. And if you don't listen, it will cost us the game. So it's like, Shakur, it doesn't matter you won. You need to be coachable because it's imperative. It could lose you the fight. That's why his grandfather was standing there looking like that.
Facts.
We had too much riding on this fight. We had too much riding on you getting this stoppage, and you could have got the stoppage, and you didn't get it because you just simply wasn't listening.
That goes into that
right,
old
that's
saying,
the whole,
you may have won the battle, but you lost the war, baby.
But yeah, that's the whole point of being coached. You know,
and again, that is not something elite fighters do
at all.
It's a lot of things that these fighters, they're saying that they're elite fighters, but they're not doing what elite fighters do. Even if an elite fighter is not listening in the ring, they're not being combative in the corner.
Yeah, because you know what, this is off topic, but I've been studying boxing lately, and I came with a conclusion. Look at Tyson right when he started losing, right? I finally figured out what was the difference, and it had nothing to do with jail while he started losing. The person in his corner, he did not respect them or listen to nothing that they had to say.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The original Tyson listened to everything in his corner. He was responsive. He was responsible. Nigga was crazy, but he was humbled by his corner. The moment he got too big for his corner, it was over.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Wilder. Wilder the same way. Wilder was cool when he had certain people in his corner. When that corner changed, it was over.
Wilder wasn't listening either, but still.
You know, I would never have Malik Scott as my corner man. I knocked you out. I know I have no respect for you.
But you know, those that can't do teach.
I mean, I feel what you're saying, but I can't respect somebody I knocked out. What can you teach me? How to go to sleep? He's been doing quite well with that.
That's true.
2 cents right now. If you whoop my ass, I'm gonna be cool with you, but to respect you, I will not. You just whooped my ass, so now I'm like, I'm gonna be your coach. No.
But it's because Malik took a dive in that fight. That's why. He ain't hit Malik. That nigga swung and Malik fell.
I don't disagree. But in that same boat, I really don't respect you. Nigga, I could pay you to take a dive as a grown man. That's even worse.
That's even worse.
Like, hey, grown nigga, I'm gonna give you 100,000. Lay on the floor. Okay.
Man, I don't know. They say Wilder. Speaking of Wilder, they say Wilder about to get a title shot at the Bridgerweight division.
I would love it.
I'm not watching.
I always said that boy should have been a little lighter fighter, and he would have clinked out that smaller division. He was never a heavyweight. He did good to be where he did.
Yeah, he should have been like a cruiserweight or something.
Mm-hmm.
And Wilder had the whole heavyweight division on his back.
True.
For a long time.
And it ain't been the same since he lost.
No, and then you know what? We got to really give him props because the only reason we got Tyson is because you brought a crackhead back from the oblivion.
Yep, and let him teach you.
Hey, what do you get when you go? I'm gonna go in business with a crackhead. I can't believe he swindled me. It was a crackhead, bro. What did you? He forgot he was black. For, I guess for some odd reason. I ain't
He
never met
called
a black
himself the
man that's just a
Gypsy
crackhead yet.
King. I mean, I don't know if y'all know what a gypsy is, but
The most swindling of Egyptians from the backwards of Europe. Oh, trust me, I'm a big reader. Them were some of the most disgusting people in all of history.
This boy called himself the Gypsy King. That's crazy.
Hey man, but you know what though? Them boys bare knuckle it out though. His daddy was the king and his granddaddy too. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's legacy for real with this fight and shit. You know what I mean? Tyson Fury made me respect his ass. I ain't even gonna lie.
I got no respect for Tyson Fury. None.
Yeah, you lost me on that one, bro. I got more
I'm talking
respect for
about
Shakur running than Tyson Fury's whole legacy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know what Wilder doing, to be honest with y'all. I thought he was gonna be done after the Zhang fight, and his whole life seemed to be falling apart. So he might need to chill.
Yeah,
I don't know. That might be the reason to go sock somebody in their face.
He need to get back with his old coach, stop playing, and ride with it. I'm not a fan of people switching coaches. You know what I mean? If you come in with somebody, man, you gotta ride it out with them. You gotta figure it out. You know, we all know what was wrong in that Tyson Fury, that Tyson Fury fight. You know what I mean? Everybody who really know what went on with that. He ain't had to clean our house like that, man. In my opinion, he should have
Hey,
rolled.
K-Po,
Yeah.
you say it's not good to leave your trainer. So what's Errol Spence gonna do?
Errol might be done too. He might got one more fight, like he said. I mean,
Errol in love with it's sad to say, he getting more family oriented, you know what I'm saying? And he never really lived a fighter lifestyle anyway. So he was in love with the money. I'm not saying he ain't really love boxing, but I think he was more in love with money more than sport. So, you know, he knew if he kept fighting, training hard, you know, more money would come. You know. So
but you know, to rebut your comment, Earl is the last fighter that actually made money and went for legacy and was entertaining doing it. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you can say whatever you want about Earl. He didn't put on no bullshit fights. Nigga didn't even do tune-ups. He didn't even do tune-ups. You're not getting no BS fight from Earl.
Yeah, that was his downfall too. Was that no tune-up?
It was.
And he's still on that stuff. Because he finna go in here and fight a 6'6" slinking man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Yeah, that's why he let Frank fight Tank. He was like, nigga, we don't do soft fights around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus that money, Cash, go and let him get the Tank fight now. And y'all see, it seems like everybody that fight Tank seem to be get elevated in their careers. They don't get worse. They seem to get better.
You guys said something earlier that I have to backpack on. Y'all said, and I quote, ain't too many people in the league that right now that can beat Tank, right?
Yeah.
So if you get whooped by Tank, you should be able to beat anybody else they put in front of you.
For the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying all together, but most. Okay, I put it like this: that's like with Ryan and Haney. Ryan wasn't scared to walk Haney down because he had already been slapped by Tank. He like, how much worse could life get?
Because he knew he had that.
He had already beat Devin though. Like they had already fought each other.
No, come on now. 1 gram of a PED and somebody that ain't gonna do nothing. It wasn't even in that boy hair. If it was in his hair, I'll be like, it was in his system. You can flush all day with IV. It ain't coming out your hair. 1 gram of Ostarine, of my fact, 1/1000th of a 16th of a gram ain't gonna stop Haney jaw from being weaker than a glass pillow. Okay?
Nah. You had shit in your system. Your whole shit is questionable. I'm not even
okay. I could agree with that if for all his other fights he wasn't knocking nobody out. Brian was the Flash knocking niggas out before that even happened.
This wasn't no black bottle. This was some shit this motherfucker was taking during camp.
Okay, and so what about what Haney on? You can't put
on
on 25 pounds from 140 overnight magically. So we gonna just not talk about that magical 25 pounds that these niggas be putting on?
He had been boiling down.
Who?
Devin Haney.
Listen to me again what I just said. There's no way you can make 140 on the way in and then the next day you're up to 165. You ain't doing that. Hell, I'm not accusing nobody of nothing, but from what I see, you are not jumping weight like that without some type of snack in your system.
Man, all snack is a regimen, dog. That shit
Man,
is not
that's
no
bullshit.
branded. That shit is not no.
It's not FDA approved. It's not FDA approved.
No supplements are FDA approved, though.
I know 2 cents. So what I'm saying is, he trying to tell me that it's just this and that. Until it has been lab tested, we don't even know. Conti said himself, each cocktail is different depending on each person's needs and what they are deficient in their body. That boy playing matchmaker with their genes.
It's all vitamins. That's all that shit is.
Dude, PEDs are vitamins, but they give your body things that they are not supposed to have.
PEDs are vitamins. Vitamins are naturally occurring things.
Dude, ostarine is naturally found in your system. That's why if the levels are too high, they know that it's in your system because it's a natural thing that occurs in your body.
You sure about that?
Bro, anything that they put into your body is a way of increasing what's already there. When you are metabolic steroids, it increases testosterone, something that is already in your system, Brody.
Anabolic steroids, things like testosterone, bro. That is not things.
I'm not saying PEDs or vitamins. That's not what I'm getting at. But what I'm saying is this.
And things that help you to lose weight, without losing endurance. You can't take shit like that, man. You can't take that shit.
So all a C+ fighter has to do to beat an elite fighter is take steroids?
I'm not saying that. I don't even think it was it wasn't a steroid. Like it wasn't a
So
steroid.
Then it didn't do nothing. It wasn't a steroid, do you know that ostarine causes you to become more effeminate when you don't mix it with something else? It causes you to lose testosterone and muscle?
Well, performance enhancing drugs don't have to necessarily be.
Okay, hold on. For one, let's be real. Ostarine is not a PED. It's a SARM. It is not a PED. It is a SARM.
Well, I know that it's not, that it's on the ban list and shit.
But it's in 2 different categories of the ban list. It is not a PED. It is a SARM because it is not a steroid.
So why is he suspended?
For not declaring it. You just said it yourself. You just said it and then asked me the question. He didn't declare it. That is a legal fine. That is a foul. He got smacked for it. You cannot put something in your system and I tell this suction body that you're doing it. That's what if you read the legal paperwork, that's what he got fined and kicked out for. That's why the sentence was so short. It wasn't for taking the shit. It was for having it and not telling nobody that was in it because they could have tested it before he took it if he had declared it.
Look.
He would have had to have been prescribed it by a doctor, dog. I seen the rules. I downloaded that shit. I looked at it. They still have to approve it. They weren't going to approve that. They was not going to approve no shit like that because it didn't come from a doctor.
What you got, K-Pop?
We're not going to speak on Ryan because I told you I wasn't going to talk about Ryan.
Right on.
My bad, bro. My bad.
Right on.
As for Devin Haney, right, the reason why he lost was because of his game plan. And I stand on what I say. He came in and fought a dumb fight. He fought a fight that is uncharacteristic for him. Now, the person that he was in there with, like I say, I'm not gonna speak, and we're not giving him no shine. So,
hey, my apologies, K-Po, but you're right, and I'm gonna leave it at this. So we're gonna take it away from Ryan, and I'm gonna say this: you cannot be an amateur style fighter. Going there talking about I'm gonna go hands up killer style in the middle of the ring with a known knockout artist. Flat out.
Do y'all think that these overly defensive fighters is the Mayweather effect? Like they didn't quite understand what exactly he was doing. You get what I'm saying? To be so successful, they just it just kind of looked like he going in there and not getting hit, right? That's what it could look like, especially if you a young kid coming up. So now they coming up. And we're seeing all these fighters with this quote unquote good defense, but they not throwing no punches. And I was thinking earlier, like, is that the Mayweather effect? Like, are we going to have a generation of fighters that's just overly defensive?
Yeah, but I don't think it come from watching him slipping punches. I think that come from more so they see in the after effect. They like, okay, he's undefeated, he's rich. If I can somehow mimic this, I can. Because K Po said something that I thought about last week. A lot of these niggas want to be money and not pretty. That nigga was pretty boy for a long time, knocking niggas to sleep before he became million.
They keep forgetting that Floyd had the best of both worlds in his career. He gave you the output punching. He gave you the knockout artist. And then he transferred into, I want to get hit. I mean, I don't want to get hit, but I'm gonna still hit niggas. He had the best of both worlds. He learned from his father, and he learned from his uncle. They both instilled something great in him. These fighters nowadays are not understanding the concept of what he went through, what he turned himself into after the fact. Floyd started taking care of himself once he got older, once he started injuring his hands, once he started, sustaining and getting hit a lot more than he necessarily had to. They're missing that aspect of who Floyd was and how Floyd was. He had the best of both worlds. He was pretty and he was money. And then when he needed to be both, he was both. They're not doing that. They're just picking the one side of it and sticking with it and saying, this is the sweet science. This is what Floyd did. I'm a retire with a 0, a goose egg, a O. And they feel like that's boxing. Like they're in an era where most of them are going to lose, regardless if it's tank or not. Y'all are in an era where everybody is capable of doing something to everybody. Everybody is capable of giving somebody an L within their realm, within the P4P. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's capable of giving somebody an L. They're not understanding that. Haney was never going to go undefeated. Shakur is not going to go undefeated. The only person with a great chance of going undefeated right now is Tank. And who's to say Tank may have a bad night and lose a 12 rounder. He may not knock somebody out, but he may get outworked. We're just going off of what we see. So they're in an era where most of them are going to lose. And they have to get off the fact that I'm going to retire undefeated. Hell, I think a couple of them going to go down with 2 or 3 losses, in my opinion. So they have to get over that. And to answer your question, 2 cents, I think it's part of the Mayweather effect, but I think it's more of them not fully understanding the concept of who Mayweather was before he turned into money. They don't understand it. They just going out there trying to emulate and recopy and repay something they see and think it's greatness, but it's not them. It's not them, number one. And number 2, they're not fully understanding the process that Mayweather went through to get to where he finished at.
Big facts. Anybody got anything else, man?
No, I just, one, thank y'all for the night. This was dope. I love talking real boxing talk. I want to apologize to you again, bro, for disrespecting your chat like that. I know you said that. I got caught up in it, so my apologies, K-Po. I've been a big fan, so I don't disrespect with that.
Oh no, it's all good, brother.
Oh yeah, I'm a man first, bro. So that's a me thing. We in an era where real men don't stand no more, so that's a me thing. I'm a fan of the channel. So I just want that to be known. Other than that, I want a good year for the rest of boxing. That's all I want.
Yeah, man, you always welcome, man. So if you see me go live, you can jump on, man. You're always welcome, bro.
Y'all folks have a good night.
You too, man.
You too as well, my dude.
Hey, 2, when you go live again?
I usually go live Sundays at about 4:35, but I didn't go live this Sunday because I was preparing for the hurricane, so I had to go get water and food and all that good stuff. But when you go live is the question. I be man, I hopped on here today and seen. I was like, oh shit, let me get on here.
Yeah, it's my schedule all over the place, but I had a little free time because I'm in school, so had a little free time, a little break. I said, let me jump on the line real quick.
What you studying?
Right now I'm going to Liberty University. I'm taking criminal justice, man. I don't know where I want to go with it, but that's something I was taking when I was younger, and I just said, man, I need to finish. Just came back from Africa, so kind of changed my perspective. So
that's what's up. Well, stick to it. But appreciate you for letting me on your platform to chop it up. It's always a good time on here with y'all. It's tough to find some sensible boxing talk, but I go on all platforms. I go debate, and yell and scream, and I come on here and talk calm and sensible.
Yeah,
It's all
man.
entertainment to me, though. It's all entertainment to me.
Yeah, I'm just next time you about to go live, just tag me on YouTube and I'll jump on.
Oh, I can tag you. It'll notify you.
Yeah, just notify me so I can jump on. Cause me and Coach actually was talking about this like a month ago. He's like, man, we need to go on 2 Cents channel, man. So, I just didn't know when you went live. Cause I know one time you said Tuesdays, but then like I had caught on a Tuesday you weren't on. So I was like, maybe I got the day.
That's probably back when I was trying to figure out my schedule. But yeah, every Sunday, check at 5. I definitely should be on.
All right.
I appreciate it.
We're gonna jump on there too. Y'all go subscribe to 2 Cents channel too.
Y'all come through. Y'all come through. We be having a good time over there.
But all right, and strap up, man. I appreciate you for joining the live, man. For real, bro.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt, man. Next time, bro. Next time.
All right, bro. Be safe, man.
Be
All right.